welcome to Saxon Stadium on the campus of Mercyhurst University for tonight's NPSL action between the Rochester, New York FC Academy and the Erie Commodores. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us here on the Erie Commodores broadcast sponsored by LECOM. I'm John Lanik alongside Jack Quinn, as always. Excited to be back home here tonight after a pair of road games that we'll get to later on here in the pregame show. The Commodores come in unbeaten so far on the year, and Jack, surprisingly, or maybe unsurprisingly enough, their defense has been stellar, yet to yield a goal.
It's been phenomenal. As you mentioned, undefeated, no goals scored against. They've been dominating the competition. Really nothing to complain about, which sometimes as a coach is a little bit frustrating. Sometimes you want to have one of those off games so you have something to talk about in practice, but they have been extraordinary. It was not easy win, but it was an easy win, so to speak, here in their official home opener, their non-friendly home opener. And then, as you said, they went on the road. They took care of 18-12 in that home and home, got another win, and now they come in 3-0. This is the best start they've been off to in years. A lot of momentum, a lot of confidence with this team.
Yeah, and the big win coming most recently Saturday against Flower City Union, the team that knocked them out of the postseason a year ago. They get a 2-0 win and a third consecutive clean sheet. They come into tonight's action against a Rochester, New York club that comes in. They have not been off to a successful start to their season in just their second season in the NPSL. They are 0-1-2 so far, with a draw coming off a scoreless draw against Cleveland FC. Andrew Thomas, of course, with a clean sheet, but a group that's still seemingly trying to find itself.
Well, and they had a red card in the one game. It's going to be tough. And you look at the number of goals that Erie has scored. You're looking also at a common opponent. This team lost 2-1 to that 18-12 team that Erie controlled things against in both games. You can't take anything away from that. You know, if the players don't want to know that, the coaches don't want to know that. It's something we can talk about when you're just looking at common opponents. But it's a fresh slate for Erie tonight. Again, as you mentioned, Rochester has been struggling. I don't know if they're a little late getting here. Perhaps they just got out on the field about 15 minutes ago. But, again, you can't take anything for granted if you're Erie, other than the weather, which is perfect here at Mercyhurst.
Yeah, a lot warmer than the first couple of games here, but a beautiful night for fans to come on out, or you can watch us at home here on the Erie Commodores.
Or both.
FC.
Put it on your phone, come out to the stadium. That's the best.
And listen to us. Yeah. Put the headphones in there and enjoy the whole thing, because it's a big night tonight. We also want to mention the fact, Jack, that it is club night tonight. First 100 kids get a rally towel. And also, if you've entered, go to the social media platforms for all the details. You could win a trip to the Premier League. We'll have that winner at halftime tonight. So a lot to get to tonight. Let's take a look first, though, at the starting lineups, beginning with the visitors here tonight from Rochester, New York FC Academy. And Jack, a group that, again, still trying to find itself here as we get underway tonight.
Yeah, really not much that we can say about this ball club. I know that Zachary Dreyer scored the goal. The numbers, I was told by the coaches that the numbers differ between game to game. I'm not really sure why. We'll get the numbers. I feel a little bit like Bob Uecker at the beginning of Major League, but you look at they're hoping to find their footing. And the biggest thing I think for Rochester tonight is getting off to a good start, getting some confidence and some momentum. We mentioned how much confidence Erie has, but they're going to look to score early here to boost their own morale.
Yeah, speaking of early scoring, we will have to watch this Erie club that came into this last game. They had a couple of goals real quickly against Niagara. All right, let's take a look at so far this season. It's been a great group for Coach Nastuda, Catalin Nastuda, and his success. Here's a look at some of the work that he's done with this group. Boy, it's been an impressive start for the assistant from Point Park University. He has been able to do a magnificent job getting this group together, a lineup that's been evolving.
Yes, they're pointed in the right direction, if you will, and led by Julian Tavar with the 2 goals, but there are so many great goal scorers on this ball club, so a lot of options for the new coach.
Yeah, they've had a couple of new guys, but we've also seen Santiago Geraldo has been a bit mainstay up there, and we'll have a number of guys. I want to point to the back end, too, as we take a look at the Commodore starting lineup. Boy, the 2 mainstays on the back end have certainly been Bavon, and Baudelaire. Those have been the 2 main staples on that defensive line since we started in the season opener against 18-12.
Yeah, and Aramendia got a little bit more work in on the road, but he has been phenomenal. Anything he's been asked to do, he has done in net. He hasn't been asked to do a whole lot yet. We'll see if that changes tonight.
We'll see how it all plays out. Coming up next, you'll hear off the pitch a talk with World Cup action with owner John Melody. He talks to a couple of the players on maybe who the favorites are, and you get to know a little bit about the players that you'll see here tonight. That's coming up as a preview of Off the Pitch. Stay tuned. You're watching Erie Commodores Soccer, presented by LECOM.
Visit Erie, Good Life, Great Lake. Life isn't a single moment. It's a shared ribbon that bends through the years. It binds us to the things and people we love most. One insurance company knows this because they live it. For more than 100 years, we've been with your family for the moments that matter most. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance.
LECOM is among the nation's largest and most applied-to medical schools. We expand the boundaries of medical knowledge, challenging our students and preparing them to realize their potential. With 4 campuses nationwide and over 17,000 alumni, you can become part of the next generation of LECOM graduates. At LECOM, we make doctors.
Visit Erie. Good life, great lake.
Hi everybody, John Melody here from Erie Commodores for our Off the Pitch Episode 3 podcast. So welcome to that. I have with me here today several players from Commodores. We've been here for, a pre-season game and 2 regular season games so far. Tell us about how the first 2 weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks has been.
Honestly, in my opinion, it's been great. The team is really close to each other. We've been eating together. We've been hanging out together. We basically live next to each other. So it's been great from the team perspective. And we got 2 wins in the season. Our preseason match, we lost it, unfortunately, but I think it was against a really good team. And that was the first big test for us.
Yeah, it's a good test for sure.
I think we didn't win this test, but we answered. We had a good answer against them, and so far it's been really good. 2 weeks in, and excited to go for the next ones.
We've played a few matches already. We've done okay. You've played well, in fairness to you. How do you prepare for match day?
I usually like to wake up early. I don't like to sleep a lot the night before because then I feel lazy and that I cannot move.
Right.
So I usually wake up early, have breakfast, and then I usually go to the gym and do some mobility, stretch, even go for a walk. And then I just go back home, relax on the couch, watch something, probably YouTube or a show if I am watching one, just to get my mind off the game and the pressure. And then after lunch, of course, I'm already focused, so I just drink mate, an Argentinian guy.
Yeah.
And then I'm just listening to music, and then I just go to a locker room and I start all my stretches.
Are you superstitious?
A little bit, not too much though.
So if you play today and you play well and you win, do you have the exact same routine the next day?
Yeah, I every day have
it's the same anyway.
Yeah. It's the same anyway. Even if I play good or I play bad, it's always the same.
Okay. First couple of games,
Yeah.
you've slotted in as a defensive midfielder, a 6, an 8.
Yes.
Tell us about position, what you like to play, what you're good at.
Yes, both, because we play with 2 6s, 8. Then we do both jobs. The one of the defensive is defensive-wise, but in the 8 we are creating a lot of chances. We move the ball, we try to go forward every time, to create more chances and more and more and more, because that's Coach Kata wants. And I think that's what our identity is. Right now, try to win everything, score a lot of goals, and then it's very important to us that the midfields, we can find that gaps between the winger and our 10s to. Then they have the magic, we give the ball to them and they
Go do your thing, absolutely. World Cup, North America, 2026. Obviously France would fancy their chances. What do you think?
I think they have all the chances. They are in my opinion, they are the favorites, and we got the best players in the world and one of the best coach. Hopefully, he'll be able to put all those players together and make it a team. And if we are able to do that, I think we have really good chances to win it again.
World Cup, North America, 2026. You're from Spain.
Yeah.
Tell us about Spain's chances.
Well, I think for me it's my favorite. For me, but we have a really good team. We need to don't forget that we won the Euros 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and then for me, I'm really surprised that some guys of the team they don't think that Spain is one of the favorites because 2 years ago we won the Euros against
But
them.
that's okay if you
You
come
know,
in
like-
under the radar.
Yeah,
That's fine, absolutely.
Yeah, but well, yeah, we have a very good team. Like Alvar said, we don't have like the list released at the moment, but you know more or less who is going to come to the list.
So who do we need to watch from Spain?
I will say, I mean, of course, we have Lamine Yamal, who's
Yeah.
probably, if not the best, one of the best players in the world right now.
Still a teenager, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable.
17, 18 years
Yeah,
old,
yeah.
I think it is. But I will say, well, Fermin Lopez, who just got injured and will miss it. But I think that a guy that will surprise is Victor Muñoz. He's a winger that plays in Osasuna right now. He's
Okay.
really good and really young as well.
This is John Melody signing off. Thank you for being with us. And again, for all and any information, please check out our YouTube channel at Erie Commodores FC. For game information, to buy tickets, to find out more about the season, please visit our website, eriecommodores.com. Hopefully we'll see you at a game. Thank you all for your support, and we'll see you on the pitch, and then we'll see you off the pitch for the podcast. Thank you all.
At John Russell Hospitality, every restaurant tells a story of flavor, community, and unforgettable moments. From handcrafted meals to welcoming spaces, we bring people together around a table. John Russell Hospitality, where great food meets genuine companionship. Make sure to visit one of our 6 locations today.
If you know what you want, LECOM will help you achieve it. We are among the nation's largest and most applied to medical schools, offering programs in medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, and podiatry, with student-centered learning and a nearly 100% residency placement. With 4 campuses nationwide, you can count on LECOM for your future. Become the medical practitioner you know you can be. At LECOM, we make doctors.
And we welcome you back into the broadcast booth. John Loddick alongside Jack Quinn as we count you down to the start of this one between the Rochester NY FC Academy and the Erie Commodores. All right, Jack, we come into this one. We'll get to keys to the game in just a moment. But, boy, the last time we were here at Saxon Stadium, it was a heck of a start to a season for the Erie Commodores, a 4-0 victory over the Niagara 1812.
You said it earlier, 2 goals early in that match, and that really set the tone. Erie dominated. I mean, it could have very easily ended up 7, 8, 9, nothing. They had, by my recollection, 2 goals disallowed, a couple other good saves by the opposing keeper as well. So Erie dominated throughout, and again, they want to keep that momentum right away. When you get a visiting team, like I said earlier, that comes in struggling, if you can get up early, you can really put them away. So you're right, it was a dominant. Here you see the celebration, and why not celebrate after a dominant effort like that when you get things underway? Because, you know, they didn't have that cohesiveness in the friendly, and then they stepped up, looked like a totally different team in the first NPSL match.
Well, and the impressive part, too, is Coach Nastuda said at halftime of this matchup that he wasn't impressed with his team. He thought that they were playing about 50%. He thought they had improved by the end of the match. Our man of the match that game was Santiago Geraldo, who had a fantastic game, but you had Rakito Takuchi come in, his first appearance at the time for the Commodores, has a great cross into the box here that put one home for the Commodores. But just a number of guys were able to get into that one, and they've since added a couple others that you'll see here tonight. But Jack, this is a group that also was able to go on the road twice last week and come away with victories. Last Wednesday, 3-0 win over Niagara 1812. Jamie Zanni got a goal. Julian Tovar got one of his 2, and there was also an own goal. And according to NPSL's box score, Tim Teicher got his first clean sheet in his first start of the year.
Yeah, they're going to be tired of riding on I-90 in that Angola rest stop that goes over the road. One of the stranger things you'll ever see.
Recently updated.
Has it been updated? Good.
Well, there's Chick-fil-A, Panda Express, in case you're curious and travel.
And they needed it. It was something. But also Sumner's back, and I think it's so critical to have a guy who's playing in the rotation that has been a part of this club before because there's so many new faces. He can be the glue guy, as Bill Raftery would say.
And then, of course, this past Saturday, they were at the team that knocked them out of the postseason a year ago, and that was Flower City Union. They came away on Saturday with goals from Alvar Silva, and Alejandro Sanchez-Ros. Teicher, again, in net for that one, got a clean sheet. So he has a couple of clean sheets. He'll not get the start tonight, as that'll be Aymar Aramendia, but they have a couple of different options for this team to turn to.
The only thing I think they'd like to clean up is, by my count, again, according to the web, 4 yellow cards in that game. And again, those can add up over the course of a season. Look, games get chippy. Those things get called. And as we saw here in that first home match, sometimes the refs get overly aggressive in terms of pulling out the card. But I'm sure that's something that they have focused on in practice. Just, hey, they goat you a little bit, they bait you, just back off. We don't need to accumulate the cards and give the other team momentum and a reason to get excited.
I think another, as we turn to the keys of the matchup here tonight, in this matchup sponsored by Mercyhurst as well, the great host here at Saxon Stadium and their university, a beautiful one to be a part of. Big thing to turn to tonight, at least for on the home side and watching. Cyrus Connolly was not a part of that season opener and home opener. He was somebody that certainly impressed in that friendly against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. He's back in the lineup. He has a goal so far this year, and he's looking to add to it on that front line.
Yeah, and now that all of the school things are over with, graduations are over with, classes are pretty much done, I think now this is pretty much the unit that we are going to see going forward, and that's a good thing for Erie. So Conley is another guy that I think is going to be critical going forward. And look, you want to keep the momentum going. I don't remember the last time this team was 4-0. You can keep it going here. Man, does that put you in a good position come postseason time.
I think, we've mentioned kind of the staples on the back end with Bavon and Baudelaire, but also two guys that have been a part of that midfield since we opened things up in that friendly against the Riverhounds. Alvar Silva, who was a returning starter, Alex Sanchez, both of which have a goal to this point. They've been key guys with some of that speed on the outside that have been able to deliver to those forwards.
Yeah, Silva has been phenomenal, and you mentioned the speed. These guys, when they get on the outside, they are so blazingly fast. And then the passing, that was what really impressed me the most in that home match, was how well spaced they are, how they seem to know always when to find the right time. Now, sometimes that's the opposition, but they really are well coached in terms of the spacing, in terms of knowing when to make a run and finding the guy who makes a run and then a solid cross. They really have been a well-coached team, and I think that's going to continue here tonight.
Wow, and to that point, the touch that they had on the balls that they delivered into the box.
Oh, yeah.
Game, if they can continue that tonight, they will have some early chances.
Absolutely.
All right, we will look forward to more as we get you set. The lineups will be coming out shortly, and we'll get ready for this one. It's the second game here from Saxon Stadium. For Jack Quinn, I'm John Leidick. As the pregame rolls along, you are watching Erie Commodores Soccer, presented by LECOM.
Visit Erie, Good Life, Great Lake.
At John Russell Hospitality, every restaurant tells a story of flavor, community, and unforgettable moments. From handcrafted meals to welcoming spaces, we bring people together around a table. John Russell Hospitality, where great food meets genuine companionship. Make sure to visit one of our 6 locations today.
Life isn't a single moment. It's a shared ribbon that bends through the years. It binds us to the things and people we love most. One insurance company knows this because they live it. For more than 100 years, we've been with your family for the moments that matter most. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance.
Like in medicine, great achievements in sports require hard work, long hours, and determination. The outcome in both is worth the effort. LECOM is among the largest and most applied to medical schools, with 4 campuses nationwide, offering student-centered learning and a nearly 100% residency placement. The Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine. We make dreams reality. We make doctors.
Visit Erie. Good life, great lake.
All right, we welcome you back to Saxon Stadium. It is club night here as a number of the young youth soccer players welcoming the two clubs here between Rochester, New York FC and the Erie Commodores to the field as part of that tunnel there. As you see here, there's the young kids celebrating tonight's action. Owner John Melody in the background here is club night and a big night here on the campus of Mercyhurst University. Tonight's game and match sponsor. As we get set for this one, the two teams will make their way out to midfield. And we will get the national anthem underway here in just a moment. I'm John Leidick. Jack Quinn will be joining me here in a short while as the Erie Commodores look to go to 4-0-0 on the year, while yet to yield a goal so far through the opening 3 games. Meanwhile, for Rochester, New York, they will look for their first victory of 2026. They have 1 draw and a pair of losses so far this season. A beautiful night here at Saxon Stadium. If you're on your way or want to make your way out to the game, we encourage you to come out here tonight. We're going to take it to the field mics as we get ready for the national anthem. All right, the lineups will be introduced here as we await the start of this one. Erie Commodores have been quite the team so far in the Great Lakes Conference under first-year head coach Catalin Salvua Nastuda. He comes and also has previous NPSL experience if you're just joining the team at this point of the season. Also was a part of the coaching staff for the Lubbock Matadors. They went 10-1-2. He spent this past fall as an assistant coach for Point Park Pioneers. Starting up front here today would be Cyrus Connolly, who will make his return to the home field after missing the season opener. And then you also have Masaki Tsuji, the Barton Community College product, as he had 16 goals at Barton this year. And then Rikito Takuchi, who comes over from Tokyo, Japan. He spent his season at Cowley College. In the midfield, it'll be Alvar Silva, Alex Sanchez, and Dylan Sumner. And then on the back end, it'll be Martin Badele, the Frenchman, will be paired with fellow Frenchman Mathieu Bevon, number 3 for this core. And then number 29, Sho Kinjo. In net tonight, Aymar Armandia, who got the start here in the season and home opener. The Spaniard will be back in action here tonight for the Erie Commodores. Again, their opponent tonight has yet to come up with a victory for Rochester, New York FC, as they're coming off a draw against Cleveland FC. Andrew Thomas, who will get the start in net tonight, he is coming off that clean sheet in the draw. As we welcome in my partner here, Jack Quinn, joining us here. I also want to mention tonight, as you saw and we mentioned off the top there, it is Club Day. Kids can receive a rally towel, so if you're on your way, come on out. A beautiful night here on a Thursday before maybe you enjoy your festivities and whatever those may be. And also at halftime, we will draw for a trip to the Premier League. So owner John Melody will have him, and the Heritage Collection is here Erie Apparel partnering with the Erie Commodores to provide you your favorite Commodores swag and gear that you can wear around and represent the team. So you can come get that as we have a stand all set up. Jack, a gorgeous and spectacular night for soccer.
Yeah, quintessential night weather-wise here in Southeast Erie. Probably about 65, 66 degrees, no wind. It was windy earlier. That's not going to be a factor. We have two clubs with legible numbers, which we appreciate. And something somewhat unique for Rochester is based on play, you earn the right to go 1 through 11. So you may notice as this match goes on for Rochester, they don't have the same numbers throughout the year. They just go 1 to 11, starting with the keeper, Andrew Thomas, in net number 1. So, but interesting wrinkle for Rochester, and Erie ready to go. You mentioned that apparel. You can go to eriecommodores.com and pick that up as well. I'm sure if you stop into any of the U-Pick 6 restaurants in Erie, they'll tell you also how to pick that up. I've always thought that Erie has really sharp, with that blue, really sharp uniforms. We may see them break out the purple jerseys later this year as well. So you mentioned just a perfect night and a great crowd on hand here on this Thursday night.
We welcome everybody watching on the Erie Commodores YouTube page, as well as Erie News Now Plus, who has partnered with the Commodores this year to broadcast the games. Also want to thank you to many of our sponsors that have made this season possible and been a part of the Erie Commodores. That includes title sponsor LeCom and other major sponsors: Erie Insurance, John Russell Brewing Company, Smith's Provision, Hertzie Foods, R. Frank Media. Visit Erie Marquette Savings Bank and Michelob Ultra. R. Frank Media, superb. Rob Frank and his staff bringing all these great highlights, clips, and the pregame coverage, postgame coverage, interviews, and everything. He has all the tools to make it feel like top-notch. I feel like Jim Nance and Tony Romo.
Well, except I would like to think that I'm a little bit better on the air than Tony Romo is, but that's neither here nor there.
You're like Greg Olson.
Yeah, Greg Olson, who won the
Sports Emmy. You kind of look like Greg Olson.
Won the Sports Emmy. Except he's about a foot taller than me, but other than that, yes, absolutely. And again, great crowd on hand. And Rob, you thought I was sweaty in that open. I mean, his guys running around here, setting up the cameras, doing all this work. They do a phenomenal job, Rob Frank.
Always nice, too, to see a number of the local coaches here. Dan Young from General McLean, Bex Young, who was part of the Erie Commodores women's program, and then Colin Peterson and his wife also here as part of the Gannett. As we get this one underway, Jack, and we'll see if the Commodores, last time they were on this field, boy, did they control possession from the opening jump as Geraldo comes up to try and pressure here. But here comes Rochester, New York. They'll get the first run into the Commodores' defensive third.
Yeah, that's a nice ball over to Burke in the corner. We'll see if they can get a cross off, and looks like we've got a corner here in the first 20 seconds. That was a really nice ball down into the corner to Burke, and an early corner opportunity for Rochester.
We'll see if Rochester could do something that the Niagara 1812 couldn't do, and that is get a shot in the opening half, because, boy, it was all Erie Commodores on that one. As it looks like they'll get set up here. Don't quite know who's taking the corner there.
Yeah, I couldn't see. He has an outlet if they want to go
Looks
short.
Like, I believe Kyle Pollard is the one taking the corner here, as he'll set it up, but he throws it on net, and the header there that time going just a bit wide, as that was Albert Zarconi, as he got a piece of it, but that one goes wide.
Yeah, that was a nice effort there. You know, you mentioned defensively they were so good in that home opener, but Aramendia, I'd have to go back and look, but I don't think he ever touched the ball except for when Erie played it back to him. They didn't have any shots. They didn't obviously have any shots on goal, but that's how dominant the back of that Erie defense was, that I think the only time he actually touched it was when they just played it back to him.
Boy, and some great pressure there that time from Glody Mata coming up to try and put some pressure on Aramendia. But the Commodores send this one out, so some good pressure early on here from the Rochester, New York FC, as getting ready to send this one in will be Andre Durka.
Yeah, very aggressive early here from Rochester, and heck of a ball, way too tall. That one ricocheted off of something back there. I hope it wasn't my car. But, yeah, aggression here early from Rochester. We'll see if Erie can adjust.
Tyler Moran, the man with the boot there that just got a little too much air under it to send that far over the crossbar there for Rochester. Is playing with the back end here. Aramendia will get it up to his defenseman there, and that on the far side, I believe, was Bavon. As Sho Kinjo now plays catch with Aramendia, still trying to figure out the spacing and how they want to attack this Rochester group now. As Takuchi has that one, he'll set it back across to Vaughn, who will try the other side and flip the field.
Now, Rochester, again, very aggressive. If you can poke one through, if you're Erie, you should have numbers back the other way. But so far, Erie on their heels a little bit.
Do want to note Cyrus Connolly, last time you would have seen him right there at the top of the screen, as he'll take this here and go for the run. He was in number 9. That now belongs to Julian Tovar. He's wearing 21 tonight in his home debut. As Geraldo tries to gain the edge here, he'll retreat back into his own third and kick it back to his defender there in Kinjo. Aramendia will gain a little patience, try to create some separation as an own defensive third here, as Baudelaire and Bayvon, the Frenchman, play a little pitch and catch in the defensive third.
Now we're starting to see Rochester back off. I mean, that could be taxing, too, when you're good. It's like playing a trap defense of basketball the entire game. Eventually, that can wear on you. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Well, and especially for a group that kind of rotates, you don't know how you play in sync with each other. So if you haven't played much together, to try and be that forceful and how aggressive you are could be tough, and you get lost in space.
Well, that was a beautiful ball down to the far side. Unfortunately, Silva, well, he did. He was. I thought for sure that was going to go out, but that was a nice job by Silva.
Little pitch and catch as Kinjo comes from the backside there. Excuse me, that's going to be Masaki Suji, who has it now. He's going to try and cut it in, looks for some help as he flips that one into the box. Still loose, Dylan Sumner with it, and a shot there that time coming from Alex Sanchez that bounces wide. Sho Kinjo will feed it now to Takuchi, who throws across into the box there that time. Alvar Silva not able to corral it. It'll go to the outside there, and the Commodores will reset.
Let's see if they can flip it here to the near side.
And they'll try to do just that as Rikito Takuchi has it now. He'll flip it back to Sho Kinjo. Kinjo surveys. They'll try and flip the field again as they are in the final third. As that one flipped in there.
Well,
Suji.
Sorry to interrupt. That was a great ball by Baudelaire. Now Erie's going to get a free kick all the way over to the corner, and a good spot here for a free kick.
Yeah, I think that infraction was called that time on Raj Chitre. He's a Victor, New York, and plays his college ball at Case Western Reserve over there in Ohio.
Beautiful campus, Case Western.
Yes, it is.
I'm not allowed. You have to have a certain IQ just to set foot on the campus, let alone get into it. But It's a outstanding school.
And we'll get set here to send this one in. I believe that Silva there. Fifth minute, they throw it in there. Just missing that time. They were looking for Kinjo on the backside.
Yeah, right idea. That one just sailed a little bit, but keep the pressure on. And we said in the last game, you keep playing down this way, good things will happen. But both teams being very aggressive offensively early, exciting to see. You're not seeing that sort of feel-it-out style that we saw in the friendly and then in the home opener against 18-12.
Yeah, it was really hard to judge much off of that, and I think Coach Nastuda felt the same against Niagara in that opening matchup here just about 12 days ago.
Well, and that Niagara team, we talked about it at the time, was missing, 6-7 players because Niagara's graduation was that day as well as other graduations were. So I'm sure that club will get better as the season goes along. And in fact, they beat this team that we're seeing right now.
In a 2-1 game, that coming up, I believe, last week, as this one fed up here. Suji with it, trying to look for a cross into the box. He cuts back, pressured there that time, and that is Rochester pushing it up here. That's Adrian Burke, the defenseman, with pressure. Sho Kinjo on the back end. He surveys. He'll feed it this time to Takuchi, who plays pitch and catch with Sumner. Takuchi, great feed here. Sumner with a chance to run and cross it. Throws it on net, but Andrew Thomas coming up with a save there in the 7th minute to kind of slow things down, try and get his defense reset and push out into midfield.
Sumner, of course, an assistant coach now in college, formerly the head coach of this club. He always is going to be in the right spot. Again, right idea, just couldn't capitalize.
Boy, that was a dangerous pass right there in front because Santiago Geraldo has great closing speed and a chance to just break up as Thomas will just flare this one up. Hope one of his players can get something going the other way, as corralling at that time and going the other way is Rochester's Tyler Moran. Play a little pitch and catch Moran does with Roman Novi Marks. And they'll reset on the back end. Nice crowd starting to come here to Saxon Stadium.
Yeah, it's a huge crowd. I mean, easily the best so far. I think that last game where we had a little bit of rain earlier in the day, but with the gorgeous weather, I mean, why not? You get Dollar Smith's hot dogs, you get $5 beer, you have the giveaways, rally towels for the kids. So many young people come out, and it's weird. It's the young people that bring their parents to a lot of these games.
Yeah, hey, you know, you get to experience something. These are high-level soccer players at the collegiate level. So when you get a chance to see some of these guys play, I mean, even with this Rochester group, a lot of guys playing at Division I Canisius, number of guys playing at Rochester, a program that has had its moments at the Division I level. Good speed there that time by Suji, who tried to feed it in there. And there's Bay Vaughn, a fire on net and a diving stop there. That one, I believe, came off the foot of Silva, rather. I beg your pardon, but a good shot. Again, test the goalkeeper early, see what he has, and maybe a rebound opportunity with pressure from Cyrus Connolly.
Yeah, it's a nice ball. I'm not sure that Thomas needed to dive to his left, but it was a nice ball nonetheless. And like you said, you're hoping maybe it goes off his hands and you get a rebound or something along those lines.
Get that one up, and here comes a great recovery there by Rikito Takuchi to get that one. Aramandia pressured there that time. Is coming up. Glody Mata trying to put pressure, and that's a shot fired on net. That time by Aiden Burke, but foot gotten on it there by, I believe that was a Badale, but it goes out, and that'll set up a throw-in and the offensive third for Rochester.
It's all set up by Steinarcher 3, who had a nice entry on the near side, and it's set up this whole rally, if you will, from Rochester.
So we'll set things up as they float this one into the box there, and almost trying to get ahead on it that time was Mata, but a good clear on the back end for the Commodores. Sumner will boot this one up and see if Connolly can chase it down. He has great speed, as we saw in the friendly against Pittsburgh, but that one booted back that time by Albert Zarconi to Thomas, who will hold things and then pick it up here and then play it off to Cody Zarconi. Now it plays a little pitch and catch. You know, Jack, every time the keeper, I know these guys are higher professionals, but every time I fear that you're just going to miss that ball when you play a little pitch and catch around the box.
It does interest me how little they want to punt. And you'd think because they can punt it so high and far that they would want to, but it's often more just rolling it out, playing it more strategically to get the ball down the field. I guess they figure a punt ends up as a 50-50 ball.
Yeah. You do not see it quite as much. It seems like it's more frequent at the high school ranks, at least, and maybe a little bit more at the college.
There was a keeper at Barron some years ago, Jared Wassel, who would drop kick it, and he would hit those things, and then they went up into the atmosphere. It was unbelievable.
Sho Kinjo plays it back to Aramandia, but pressure there that time, as that was Kyle Pollard coming up in the face to try and put some pressure on the Commodores keeper. This has been a confident group in Rochester, as we've seen through the opening 11 minutes of action here. You are watching here at Saxon Stadium on the campus of Mercyhurst University, a Division I program now for a couple of seasons. Their soccer team came away with a regular season title in 2024, as they continue to acclimate themselves to the Division I level, playing in the NEC Conference.
And because of utterly ridiculous rules by the NCAA, not eligible for the NCAA postseason, as the men's and women's basketball teams as well made deep runs into the conference tournaments, I believe. But they make you wait, even though you're a full D1 member. They make you wait until you can go to the postseason, which I mean, to me, you go through the work to join. You should be allowed.
Yeah, 4 years you are exempt from postseason NCAA competition. You can play in the conference tournament here, as Sumner and Takuchi played a little pitch and catch, but that time cleared away by Zarconi, who plays Union, New Jersey native, playing at Canisius. But yeah, a group in a number of athletic programs as they get ready. Rowing championships set up for this weekend, and a power program here at Mercyhurst. So that one almost sent in by Silva, but that'll set up a quarter kick, a renowned rowing program here.
Yeah, they've always been phenomenal. The high school here has always been phenomenal. And you'll be out there, right? Fury News Now in a kayak with the camera, right? You'll be out there covering it, you know?
Hey, maybe so. Last year when Tall Ships were in town, I was out with Lisa Adams. And,
I remember that. I remember you telling me that. You were doing it live, right?
Yeah,
you were out there as the ships were coming in?
We were doing it live. I had to take over for Lisa Adams. The sea was not too kind to her that day.
The sea was angry that day,
yeah,
my friend.
It was. Yeah, but a lot of people on hand as Dylan Sumner takes that feed
They hadn't turned him loose yet. I think he's going to get another shot at this. Yeah, I remember. And you had little snippets about each craft, you know. It was like sort of like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade almost.
I did do parades back in college down at Waynesburg University. They had an annual Christmas parade. I did those 3 different times. As Silva will get set to send this one in. He plays it to Sumner, who gets it to Geraldo. Tries to set for the crosser. Will reset out to Sumner. And survey things here. Now Silva tries to flip the field. He'll try to find, I believe, that was Kinjo on the backside. But now with it is Bavon. He has a strike as he drop kicks this one. Kinjo throws the crosser but headed away.
Interesting there, they play that corner short. I think that's the first time through now the first 2+ games where I've seen them not go full blast with the corner. So I wonder if that's unique to this team or if it's just the opportunity presented itself in that particular situation.
Well, something that we'll see if that continues. We'll talk to Coach Nastuda at halftime. Plenty to get to at halftime, including we'll hear from the Director of Athletics here at Mercyhurst as part of our interview. We'll also introduce you to that Heritage Collection now on sale. Get yours at Erie Commodores FC, or you can come out to the game and grab your collection. We'll have all that as well as our halftime interview with Coach Nastuda, all that to come here later on in the broadcast. This one sent in to Rakito Takuchi, who has it now, drops it off to Geraldo. Surveys, tries to just the quick little strike there. He had a cutting in that time with Silva. Connolly was also in the area. With it now is Masaki Tsuji. He has some space, but 2 defenders trailing. He cuts in there, drops it off to Silva, who gets it to Geraldo, trying for the header to Tsuji. And Thomas will dive before that one goes out to the end line, or did it?
That's going to be a corner. I thought there may have been a handball in there.
Yeah, it was awfully close.
Before that contact, and they let it go. And then maybe Erie, I don't know, got away with something as well. So a lot of activity there, but it works out because the Commodores will get a corner. I mean, it almost is like Rochester is just double teaming whomever has the ball early on. So we'll see if the Commodores can make them pay for that.
Well, it was interesting because I think Tsuji almost looked like he was dragged down by his arm as he was trying to get a header on that. Nonetheless, the Commodores corner kick, we'll see if they go long on this one. With no inlet options, this sent by Silva. Connolly tries to get a header on the back post, but that one will roll out and set up a kick by the keeper.
Cyrus Connolly did such a great job to get free there. He was in great position. If that ball was maybe a foot lower, I think he would have been able to blast that in off of his forehead. He was just in a great spot again. Keep going at it. Good things will happen for Erie.
Creating a couple of different options after going short on the previous corner. They try and go right there, and they've done a nice job. As things will reset here.
Tonight's match is proudly presented by Lee.
On the backside, Raj Chitri. But great pressure there by Bavon, who gets it to Tsuji. Silva with it now. He has a free clear. He tries to feed it to Conley, who will wait some help. Santiago Geraldo with a blast, but that was blocked away by the Rochester defense. Top-tier chance there for the Commodores as they're starting to up the pressure. Geraldo with speed. Tries to get it around Sumner. Open, but just sends that one wide. There was a defender in his face that time, so didn't have many options. Tried to get off the quick strike.
I think Sumner may have mishit that, but you mentioned it. Erie doing a much better job. I don't know if it's adjusting or just getting the feel of the game after those first 3 minutes when Rochester had it down. Seems like maybe for the last 3, 5, 6 minutes of real time, more than 3 certainly, Erie's been in control in terms of the field position.
Steinacher was the defender in the face there that time of Sumner. As a ball bounces around here at midfield, the Commodores will retreat and try and flip the field. Aramandia will feed it to Badelé, a Frenchman to fellow men of France. As the Commodores try to go up near midfield, Silva's pass intercepted. And here comes Rochester. Not much in the offensive zone since the opening about 2 minutes of this one for Rochester. This has seemed to turn much like the last game here at home for the Commodores, who tilted the field early.
And they'll throw it in from right in front of those big green shipping crates. Wonder what's in those things.
What is in the box of mystery?
Yeah.
Maybe we can have a fan guessing contest for the next home game.
Well, you're right, though. I mean, I always, for the teams that I root for, I always expect the worst to happen. It does make you a little nervous when you play it back. Not in that instance, but sometimes when you play it back to the keeper, like right here, that, ooh, what could happen?
Gee, I mean, for the teams you root for, Jack, you're a 50-50 guy. You're a Notre Dame guy. they usually do pretty well. I mean, maybe not so much in the final stages of their seasons as this one played. Riquito, that was Silva, rather. Let's try door number 3 there as that one booted away.
And they'll get a throw in. So, again, keeping the pressure on. Boy, I thought they were further up than that. I'm surprised he threw that in from so far back.
Yeah, Cleveland Guardians have made a World Series trip in the last decade.
Yes, I was there for Game 7. That didn't end well.
Now, weather was your friend, at least to get you there, and then afterwards, the rain did not help.
I should have sold the tickets.
Here's Sumner and Geraldo. Sumner throws into the box. Cyrus Connolly there, and he can't believe he just missed that opportunity because he was all alone in the box, one-on-one with Thomas, and booted it wide right.
Just a beautiful cross from Sumner, and you're right. Conley knew it. He was right there, and I think he was surprised that there was nobody around him. I think he thought he had to really go quickly, and he probably could have just played it to his feet and blasted it in. But again, right idea. You keep doing that, that ball's going to end up in the back of the net at some point. And a nice play there by Sumner, who got leveled. A little bit surprised they played on.
Sanchez feeds it to the outside to Masaki Tsuji, who has some space. He's just going to run with it and fire it on net off of Thomas. That'll set up a corner kick for the Commodores. And they have been coming just in waves over the last several minutes. About 8 to 10 minutes, this momentum has really shifted for the Commodores as it'll be Sanchez to send off the corner.
I don't know how Tsuji got out of there and got the shot off. He is so quick. And
he kind of did the sidestep there like this, Jack, and just found a little space delayed. The defender didn't know whether to commit or give him some space, and that's where he would open things up. Sanchez, we'll see if they go no in options. And this time, oh, boy, a header by the defender clears. But because Connolly was waiting, they got to find a better job there for Rochester on the backside because Connolly has had a couple of opportunities with just a little bit more height. That one was a little shorter than longer on the previous kick. Connolly has had 2 great chances there on the backside. He's been all around the ball in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, and if the defender didn't get his head on that one, that may well have been a goal, but it ends up being another corner here on the near side.
Sanchez again to wind things up and send it in. Again, it looks like he'll go direct on net as he fires this one away. And there's Connolly right in front, but the defender able to get in front of that one, and Rochester will clear for the time being.
Conley's going to get a good bounce one of these times. He's working his tail off down there underneath. Man, oh, man.
Little push there and a great sliding tackle by Dylan Sumner.
Good recovery by Takuchi there. He just went on a dead sprint and helped affect that play as well. The fans here wanted a whistle. I didn't think it warranted one.
No, I think he just kind of a little swim move there, get around. Steinacher was the guy who was able to clear things out of the box and really start that momentum forward for Rochester as the throw-in headed away by the Commodores, so that will lead to another throw-in by Daniel Steinacher. Rory Charcola, the head coach here of Rochester, spent 8 years as the head coach of Empire United Soccer Academy.
Not the defunct television network out of Buffalo and Rochester, Empire Sports, different Empire.
Again, your reach has no bounds.
He was telling me they play at a phenomenal facility right off of I-90 up there. They've got an indoor facility, really first-class operation up there in Rochester.
Here come the Commodores again as Silva putting pressure. Last touched by Rochester. That'll set up another corner as Albert Zarconi was the last man to get a foot on it. So the Commodores will reset again here. You'd have to think, Jack, this is about their 4th or 5th opportunity on a corner. One of these is eventually going to go in.
Well, one of the corners will, or if they just keep the pressure on, something good will happen. They've had a couple of bad bounces. That's the way the sport works, but you're absolutely right. They keep this pressure on, this aggression. I mean, we haven't seen the ball back at the other end in quite some time now after a quick start for Rochester. Erie's really controlled the field position. About
midway through the opening half here as we reach the 22nd minute. This one thrown on net short as Sumner tries to boot that but mishandles it again. And with it now is Bottele, who feeds it back out. Silva right there, and a diving hand on that one by Thomas to just boot it wide. As, boy, the Commodores just can't buy a goal right now.
Phenomenal job by Thomas there, the keeper. I think they thought they had that one.
Alvar Silva was looking for his 2nd of the season. He has been a mainstay on the front side there. Silva had a goal in the win Saturday over Flower City Union. he was also the man of the match for the Commodores as they'll get set for the corner here. Send this one in. And that one punched away by Thomas. Ball bounces around. And look at the bicycle kick there that time from Bayvon. And he draws a cheer from the crowd as that one just goes short wide of the right post.
Heck of an effort. I'll tell you what, Tyler Moran is also happy right now because if he had been a little closer, he could have gotten a cleat right to the face. That was a heck of an acrobatic effort.
Sarkozy gets that one ahead. Boy, those are always a tad bit of danger there, but a good attempt. You ever try that, Jack?
No.
Okay, neither have I. I'm not very flexible myself. So
I did get a yellow in an EYSA game for making a nice play defensively and then yelling out, "No soup for you," and I got carded for that. No bicycle kick.
Silva to Suji has it now. He has Conley with him in support. Geraldo on the backside. Look at the foot maneuvers there, and that time pressure coming on the backside there, pushed down by Aiden Burke. No call. You can hear the faithful a bit unhappy with the no call.
Boy, that was right in front of the official. I don't know how they ruled that was not a trip. It wouldn't have been a PK, but it would have been a free kick from right in front of the box. I don't know how they didn't blow the whistle there.
Akito Takuchi plays it as this one finds Santiago Geraldo, who spins around. He's got great short area reversal and quickness there as this one just booted away there that time by Steinacher. Takuchi will get set for the throw-in.
I mean, that was out in front of God and everybody.
Oh, boy, that was close to a handball for Geraldo. Nonetheless, we play on. He's pressured twice there that time as Tyler Moran comes back and retreat and helps on the defense. But this Rochester, New York club so far has had very little offensive momentum beyond the opening 2 minutes here. We now draw towards the 26th minute of this opening half.
Yeah, the number of chances Erie has had, and it's not like they've been wasteful with them. They've been great opportunities and well executed. The ball just hasn't bounced their way, and credit Andrew Thomas. He's made a couple of really nice, the one to get his hands on it over top, and then one diving to his right.
As this one sent ahead, Cyrus Conley with great speed. That time Steinacher feeds it back to Thomas, and Connolly still almost caught up to the ball to try and get ahead on it and send it home.
At the last second, Thomas just snatched it out of the air. Otherwise, that would have been an easy walk-in goal for the Commodores. They're going to get one, and they may get more than one here, the way they're playing.
You know, I'll be interested to mention, because we saw, 2 goals, and I think it was Matthew Bayvon who had one disallowed in the home opener, but Coach Nastuda wasn't overall pleased. He thought too many guys were attacking with the ball. I'll be interested to see if, despite less results in this one, he's been more pleased with the way his group has played in game number 4.
I think he'll be more pleased when they get a couple of numbers on that scoreboard, to be honest. I mean, I think you can't fault the effort. It's been there for both teams, but Erie has played extremely well. They've just gotten a couple of bad bounces. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but I mean, that's the way I see it.
Sumner tries to feed that one. That goes off Silva, and Sarkozy is Sumner. Boy, he is all around the ball tonight. Again, an early option here. Him and Connolly have been 2 of the mainstays, along with Silva, for options of, as we move along, man of the match. Keep that in mind. If you're a fan sitting at home, we'll name our man of the match here coming up at the end of the broadcast.
Geraldo throw it, and that was a mistake there. That was not a good pass backwards, and Geraldo gets the throw for Erie. We'll see if Erie can take advantage. Now he's actually going to hand it off to Takuchi, who will take it.
Connolly tries to head this one towards the box. Sumner just boots it, tries to find a little aerial space, but that one is cleared away by the Rochester defense. Baudelaire plays up. He'll pass it to Frenchman Bayvon. On the backside, Sanchez just hanging around. They'll try and send it back to Aramendia, almost to just get him back into the action, get a feel for this game, as he is almost back there getting ready maybe for the Erie Quilt Fest coming up.
Is that a real thing?
That is a real thing. As Dylan Sumner sends it to Takuchi, he's going to try, fakes the cross, feeds it back. Baudelaire couldn't get a foot on it, and that'll go the other way.
Rare mistake there, a little bit of a miscommunication, but still have the right idea. But that's one that the Commodores would like to have back. So do you bring quilts? Do you buy quilts? Do you sit there and nilt? How does that work?
So it sounds like from when I talked to the organizer on First at 4 on Erie News Now, is here comes Rochester. They're going to try. This is the most pressure as they fire that one, but it's going to go well left.
No need for that shot. They had numbers there. I'm not
4
sure.
4 on 3 at the time.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Baumslag decided to let it rip from that far out. They could have proceeded further in, I thought.
Baumslag member of the Canisius group. They have quite a few guys on this group. But yeah, there's pre-quilted. But you think just quilts, you think in the blanket form, but the organizer had a nice jacket that she had made and quilted of a number of different products. So
well, that wouldn't be a quilt, though. It'd be a jacket at that point, wouldn't it?
Well, it would, but it's
so I think that's ineligible for the Quilt Fest, in my opinion. And you'd think the Quilt Fest would be in, like, November. I mean, I don't know.
Well, maybe you get ready for your gifts. Get your Christmas shopping done early. Sumner feeds it to Takuchi, who comes in. Tries to feed it to the box, too. Cyrus Connolly, who just couldn't get enough of that one as it rolls toward a diving Thomas, who just will fall on it and thwart the latest Commodores effort here in the 28th minute.
Yeah, I want to give credit, though. Running back was Zarconi. I think he got in front of the shot by Conley, and that's why it didn't go in. That was great hustle by Zarconi to affect that shot. He may have saved a goal.
That one sent by Sumner, but nobody there on the backside. He was maybe looking for Geraldo. Got a bit too much of it. But, boy, Connolly has been a big mainstay here. If you're just joining the Commodores season, he is a member of the Cayman Islands national team. He's played at the international stage, and some exciting times coming up on the world stage here as the World Cup just coming up. It all starts June 11th right here in the United States.
Sadly, Ireland again did not. I know that John Melody was very disappointed, as was I, that they did not qualify yet again. Of course, the United States qualified automatically, being the host country, which you'd think would be an automatic thing. But remember, 8 years ago, they indeed did not qualify for the World Cup. So hopefully they can get on a run. And they just have to avoid Ghana. It seems like Ghana always knocks them out, at least in my recollection.
Yeah, and they did make it to the knockout stage, I believe, 4 years ago, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they did.
That was the emergence of Christian Pulisic.
I still remember, was it Donovan who was made that goal that sent them into the round, the knockout round, however many years ago that was, essentially at the gun in extra time.
Yeah.
I was listening to that on the radio at work. So exciting.
Sanchez with a shot here, fires it, but just a one-hop easy play for Thomas with no one in front. Cyrus Connolly was in the area.
I'll never forget. I was in college working that summer, and we had it on the radio, and it was the most exciting thing to hear that, knowing that they were through to the knockout round, needing a tie in extra time, I believe it was, that he put it in.
There's quite a couple of moments between them, and certainly the women's national team has had a number of great World Cup moments.
Brandi Chastain at the Rose Bowl, who could forget?
Yeah. As this one retreats, Bodelay back there. Try and push it up. As Silva lets that one through to Sumner, who will now feed it to Sanchez, who has a wide open Masaki Tsuji, but just too much on that one. Tsuji couldn't catch up with it despite his great speed. We are here in the 31st minute. Remember, don't go anywhere at halftime. There is a packed halftime show. We'll, of course, talk to Coach Nastuda on his first half thoughts. I'll be down there with him as we get set for the second half. And then after a short break, we will be over to show you the new Heritage Collection that you can get at eriecommodores.com or come here to Saxon Stadium during any home game. And I'm sure many of the U-Pick 6 and John Russell Brewing Company locations to get some of the Heritage Collection to get you ready and continue to cheer on in this 2026 season. And then, of course, we will also have the winner, as I'll tell you in a minute here with some pressure there, the winner of the trip to the Premier League. We will draw that winner, and that will be revealed at halftime here. So don't go anywhere. Don't leave the broadcast until we draw that. You could be the lucky winner headed to Premier League action. There's a little push from behind there, and that one will be whistled down there. That time it was Kyle Pollard called for the infraction.
Yeah, they go quickly. They didn't set that one up, just played it back. That one they had to call, but very clean game so far. No improprieties, no cards, nothing close to it. Well-played game, but you're Erie. The longer this goes on and the longer you are unable to take advantage of all these opportunities, gets a little dicey. Let's see, they got another chance here maybe.
Dylan Sumner plays with it, has two defenders in front of his face, will feed it now to Silva, who just a nice little touch, but not enough. Geraldo will recover it right near the end line. He has it now, but has an option to drop back, throws it into the box. Nobody there as he was looking. Sumner was in the area, as well as Tsuji on the backside. He couldn't catch up to it as this one thrown out. Sho Kinjo will come back, toss it to Aramendia, and they'll reset.
Yeah, a rare miscommunication that time for Erie. I think obviously thought that he'd be in the box and just was retreated a little bit. But again, they are undaunted. They're going to keep pressing forward here.
I will say, Jack, they have not had as great a touch as they did in that home opener, where it seemed like nearly everything they threw up in the air had the perfect arch. As Takuchi throws it. Great look. Sanchez has it in the back of the net, and a 1-0 lead in the 33rd minute. They finally break through. What a passing play. Takuchi right to Sanchez, and it is 1-0 Erie Commodores.
Well, they left no doubt that time. I mean, that ball was absolutely tagged into the back.
Yeah, a few times they had been, they had gotten short touch on that, but not on that one, as that comes through in the 33rd minute for a 1-0 lead, I should say. Beg your pardon.
Erie Commodores goal.
As Sanchez comes up with that one. I believe that might be his first of the year.
Number 2, Rikio Takuchi.
Excuse me. Have it here for you. That's his second of the year. The San Javier, Murcia, Spain native. Played at Upper Iowa, also at Harcum College. 2025, he was a D2 CCA All-Midwest Region second team. He had 6 assists last year, but he comes up with his second of the NPSL season, and an important one for the Commodores, who had been pressing. Jack, we mentioned too, again, this is a team that is off to a 3-0 start, but also important to know, goal differential, a key part of this one. Not that the Commodores should worry about their playoff position based off their start, but you never know. You want to have that goal differential on your side. They have the best so far in the NPSL this season at a 9 goal differential through 3 games.
And I got to credit Takuchi. That was just a brilliant pass. There was absolutely nothing that the defenders could do in that situation, and Erie right back at it.
As they lose that one, but yeah, I mean, Takuchi saw the lane and just fed a perfect ball. We were just talking about how they hadn't had the greatest of, as great a touch as they had in their previous home game, but boy, they had the perfect one there to set things up as we tick towards halftime here. As we continue along, this one played a couple of headers here before tries to corral as Glody Mata pressuring on the offensive side. That'll be whistled down as he got leverage that time. I believe it was on Sho Kinjo, who had pressure on the backside along with Bottele.
Stop by the merch tent near the front gate and grab time Heritage Collection gear before it's gone.
So it'll be Aymar Aramendia set to send this one off with a free kick. Aramendia from Pamplona, Spain. He got the start here in the home opener, season opener, against Niagara 18-12 before Tim Teicher had the last 2 contests and 2 clean sheets. So if this was the NHL, they'd be the leaders for the Jennings Award.
Yeah. What is, I don't know, is that Peter Jennings? He was Canadian. I don't.
Grant Jennings?
I know there's a Hobie Baker Award. I don't know who he was or what he did. I'm assuming he was a good hockey player.
Boy, and Geraldo that time trying to find Connolly, who again almost had a break there in a clear lane to the net. Jennings, for those non-hockey fans or those watching maybe not here in the U.S., is for the goalie tandem with the lowest goals against. So we'd like to, on this broadcast, bring you analogies from all types of sports.
And if there was a Peter Jennings Award, I'm sure you would win it for best. You know, there you go.
I don't know. Your knowledge and draw, I don't know that I have as much trivia knowledge as you have.
He was always my favorite. I know not on your air. He was on the ABC side, but I always liked Peter Jennings.
That's all right. As Silva plays with it, he finds and drops to Geraldo, right back to Silva, who has Takuchi on the near line.
You could really put Rochester behind the 8 ball with one more goal. Rochester's done such a great job on the back end, on their heels. They give up the 1 goal. You could extend that lead to 2-0. I think everyone in the stadium, especially those in blue, would feel a lot more comfortable.
An awesome night to see so many youth soccer players here on club night. There was a rally towel handed out to the first 100 as Geraldo has it around the 10. This one thrown up, and that's where Aramendia will come out to play it. Sho Kinjo back in support. Kinjo's first game for the Commodores.
I think I saw, and again, I think it was accurate, that the last game that the Erie won, the starting 11 everyone played all 90 minutes, if I saw that correctly. I may have been wrong.
Yeah, I believe so. I did not see a substitution.
So we'll see what they do. Obviously, that will be dependent on how this game unfolds.
Yeah, by about the, I think, 55th or 65th minute of last game, we had seen a number of reserves pour onto the field for the Commodores. At that point, they had a 3 or 4 goal lead. So Armandia looks. He'll feed it there. No one there is Steinacher. Heads it ahead. But still no chances. Geraldo, great pressure on defense. He finds a Masaki Tsuji who tries to play it, fires. Getting a foot on that one is a defender, and then Andrew Thomas just shoves Cyrus Connolly out of the way to corral that one.
This is my space, and you will get out. And he just gave him a little forearm, legal, nothing wrong with it, but that was a great entry pass.
Yeah, Tsuji has impressed here as he comes over. Tsuji from Tokyo, Japan, again, Barton Community College, third team all NJCAA All-American.
Another nice pass, man. Erie really crisp.
Bay Vaughn has it now. He pressures, tries to cross it into the box. That redirects back off him, and that'll head for a goal kick. But, I will commend, Jack, we talked about this in the opener, the great reach and draw from many nations around the world that John Melody and his crew were able to put together with this year's 2026 roster.
I mean, it's incredible. Spain, France, the Cayman Islands, right here in Erie as well. But it really is remarkable how they're able to find these guys and get them to play so well together in such a short amount of time. It's almost like putting together an Olympic team or an all-star team.
Not an easy task for any coach, including a first year, as that time Masaki Tsuji misplays it, was off balance and nearly rolls it home for the second Commodores goal, as that one goes wide here in the 40th minute.
That was another example, I think, of a Commodore player open in the middle and having to, normally you got to get that off as quickly as possible, but nobody really collapsed on him, and it wasn't his fault, of course, but Tsuji just didn't know how open he was and have time to plant.
Yeah, it almost seemed like he was a little off balance, just trying to turn. He thought he had to get it off so quickly he couldn't corral his balance. As that one misplayed by the defense, and Sanchez with it now. He'll feed Sumner. Sumner with an open look, could have launched, but he finds Takuchi, who's coming in on the run. See if he can get a crosser off. As that one into the corner, he'll feed to Geraldo. Geraldo misplays that one, and that allows almost a handball there that time from Mata.
How about Geraldo, though? Mishit it, hustled back, and Erie still has possession. Great stick-to-itiveness by Geraldo.
And Connolly, I believe, is going to be called for the infraction. He had a little arm wrestling going on there that time with a defender for Rochester. He's a little displeased. He is a passionate player, that's for sure. You can see the emotions on his face. All right, I will head down and get you set for halftime. We'll have an interview with Coach Nastuda. And Jack, I'll join you there in just a couple of minutes, but I'll turn play-by-play duties over to you, sir.
Sounds good. All right, 41st minute. Commodores still in front 1-0, and after that initial, now perhaps a chance for Rochester, and Erie was claiming offside. They were not. It didn't matter. Erie got the ball back. And back the other way, Conley with position. Conley fires wide to the left. Boy, great effort. Cyrus Conley has been everywhere this evening for the Commodores, and he was doing that 1-on-2. So Erie has, other than really the first 2 minutes when Rochester came out of the gate with great aggression, as that one goes up into the stands and may have gone over the stands. And Erie came out on their heels a little bit, really ever since the first 2 minutes. Commodores have dominated the field of play, shots on goal. Just the one goal to show for it, though. They've gotten a little bit unlucky at times, but you credit Rochester defensively. It was Alex Sanchez from Takuchi in the 33rd minute. We're now in the nearly the 43rd minute. They may not give them any extra time here. There have been no stoppages, no injuries, no cards, only 3 fouls total by my count. It's been a very clean match on both sides. And usually as soon as I say that, something unfolds, hopefully not. Throw for Erie. This is a little bit out of my line of sight. Oh, what a job there by Conley to box out the defender and head it in the proper direction, and it goes all the way back. Now 43rd minute. Commodores looking to remain not only unbeaten, but they are unscored upon so far this season through almost 3.5 matches. And now they have another run here with 2+ minutes left in the first half. See if Takuchi can get there. He can, and he's got some room. Chips it up. Bavon with the cross inside, nothing doing. And Thomas really did some gymnastics early in this match to, at the time, keep it when it was 0-0. A couple of nice saves, a couple of nice punch-outs. But the goal by Sanchez was unstoppable. He just pounded it on a line drive into the back left corner of the net. Silva, middle, one time. Couldn't get it again. Boy, Conley has had some bad luck. He was right there again.
Jack, will welcome you down to the field, and it has been an impressive first half here, and that looks like that pressure up there continues.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll see if they give him any extra time here, but again, another just bad luck for Conley. He was once again in the right place, just a bad bounce.
And again, we'll have Coach Nastuda coming up here in just a couple of short seconds to talk about this first half. And again, don't go anywhere, as we'll also have we'll have the new apparel that you can buy at eriecommodores.fc.com and a trip to the Premier League.
Not going to be any extra time, so they'll stop it right there, and it's 1-0. Well, the ref just told me there'd be no extra time, but they play on for the moment. Maybe they'll let Erie take one more shot at this. All right, John.
All right, Jack, as we wait for Coach Nastuda to come over, boy, I can't imagine he'll be displeased with that opening half, because his group, for about 98% of it, was pressuring that entire half.
No, there's no doubt about it. I mean, it was phenomenal effort and pressure, as you said, really after those first 2 minutes or so. Is there now? Good to see you. And Erie, just some bad breaks. I mean, unlucky on some of those 50-50 balls, unlucky on some of those instances where they were the right guy at the right time in the right place, and it just didn't go in. But finally, it was Sanchez in, what was it, the 33rd minute from Takuchi. Phenomenal pass. So that's where we're at. I'm sure that they're not displeased, but you'd like to have a little bit of a cushion here, because you never know what can happen.
Yeah, you never know. And again, we always talk about it. This has been one of the top teams in the NPSL so far. However, you always want to think about that goal differential. Currently, they have a 3-game lead over the next top competitor in the NPSL's Great Lake Conference. But anytime you can add to it, always something that you'd like to do. We, of course, are awaiting Coach Nastuda. He'll talk with his staff before he comes over here. Jack, I think the wonderful thing to watch here around Saxon Stadium, as we thank Mercyhurst, the match sponsor, is all the kids that have shown up here. The next wave of Erie Youth Soccer is on a big display here tonight.
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. I mentioned it feels like the kids bring their parents, which is great for everyone. It's a gorgeous night. It's a gorgeous way to spend an evening, a great way to spend an evening on a gorgeous night, I should say. And I'll be very interested to see what is said in this interview because, again, you can't fault the effort and being in the right place at the right time. But again, a little bit of frustration. But I've got to think, John, that if Erie plays as well as they did in the second half, they're not going to come away with just one goal, that they could really expand this lead in the second half.
No, and I think they've done a great job. I think the two outside backs that you've taken a look at so far, and you mentioned Rakito Takuchi, he's been impressive in his second game here at Saxon Stadium, as well as Masaki Tsuji, who we have not seen a lot of here, at least from the home opener side of things. But on the other side, on the other wing, he was phenomenal in the first half with that great short area quickness to go along with Santiago Geraldo. And then, of course, Cyrus Connolly, he was everywhere but putting a ball into the back of the net in that opening half of play.
Yeah, the soccer gods owe him, if not one, maybe more than one. I mean, he could very easily have 2 or 3 goals already, but just, again, bad luck. But again, Erie's been in the right place at the right time. Keep dumping it in, keep getting there, and they're going to be fine, I think, in this match. Of course, they'll never say that, but I think that's now go to you.
All right, thanks, Jack. We're here with Coach Nastuda. Your first initial takeaways from the first half?
We started a bit sloppy, to be fair. Started slow in possession especially, but I think we started picking up in the second half, and I want to see more desire in the final third.
Seemed like the guys were able to push up a number of open looks, but maybe seemed that the touches weren't there like they were the last time we saw you guys on the on this field here at Saxon?
No, I think they still have the touches, to be fair. But we just need to finalize those chances that we have, and we're still creating. But I believe that in the second half they're going to come more and more. We've been there, we've been in their half, and we need to possess on their third.
What do you want to see from some of those guys in the middle? It seemed like Cyrus Connolly had another number of opportunities there in the first half.
Goals. I just want to see goals. I mean, we are better than them. We know our game, but we will have to score. It doesn't matter how good we are if we don't score.
All right, Coach Nastuda here with our halftime interview. We'll see much more coming forward. Again, don't go anywhere. We have got a jam-packed halftime show. We'll talk to the Director of Athletics here at Mercier's, Joe Spano. But coming up next, we'll show you that new Heritage Collection that is all a part of Erie Apparel's partnership with the Erie Commodores. And we will also talk to owner John Melody to announce the winner of the trip to the Premier League. That's all coming up on the halftime show here on Erie Commodores Soccer, presented by Lecom. Back here to halftime as the Erie Commodores lead Rochester New York FC by a 1-0 score. And we're talking about a great collaboration because you know what? You want to upgrade for the summer. You want to make sure you cheer on your Erie Commodores. Well, you got to have the right apparel. So we have the Heritage Collection here, thanks to Erie Apparel. And let's talk about it.
Sure.
Talk about the collaboration here. Greg, is obviously a great partnership between you and the Erie Commodores.
Yeah, we're super excited. We love soccer at the grassroots level, and supporting the Commodores with a new merch line was like high on our list to do this summer, and we're very happy to have the opportunity to do it.
Katie with the Erie Commodores also here. How great is it to not only have such a great collection like this, but also to support a local business as well?
So Erie Apparel by far does a fabulous job. They're local. Their apparel is just exactly what we wanted. Greg took our brand and he elevated it, and he He did everything we were looking for as far as the marketing goes. We took a little bit on our history this year on, the city of Erie and an ode to America 250, and that's kind of what the line was based on this year.
All right, so everybody wants to know at home because they want to either come here to Saxon Stadium to grab some new gear or to head over to ErieCommodores.com. So let's show them off, like a little fashion show here, Greg, all right? So we'll bring everything over here. We'll face the camera. So what's this first lineup? A little gray here with Oliver Hazard-Perry.
Oliver Hazard-Perry here with a soccer ball at his feet, and it says, "We have met the enemy and they are ours." That's one of his famous naval quotes from the War of 1812. We thought that was cool. Nice touch with the Commodores logo on the back. So that's kind of one of my favorite designs, actually. And then, we have our stadium logo there, which I'm sporting, and a shirt that features all the trophies that the Commodores have won in their history.
All right, so we'll make our way over here. As Joe, I know, doing great camera work here. Let's show it off. Kind of the navy color blue if you want something a little dark.
You could say Erie loud and proud. It's about as loud as it gets. We have the 9 trophies that they had won in the past through conference and regional titles, and we're happy to support.
Love that. And then, hey, everybody likes a good lid, right? However you want to call it. Let's go through a couple of the different options that we have down here because some great these look tremendous.
Certainly. Yeah, we have our all-navy trucker with a navy back, and then the same design here with navy with white on the back, so whichever you prefer. And rumor has it, another colorway coming soon.
Look at that. This guy should be in television. He knows about a television teaser. All right, so great job. The best places to pick these up here at Saxon Stadium, ErieCommodores.com, and then Erie Apparel.
We're also carrying 2 at our shop on West 12th Street and on ErieApparel.com.
So a good place there, but we are not done because we're going to welcome over the owner, John Melody. We've got a pretty big announcement there, Katie.
Yeah, so John Russell Hospitality, we are giving away a trip to the Premier League that was sponsored by Guinness. So we did a match day ticket promotion, and John Melody is going to announce the winner for that.
All right, well, John, come on over. And look at this. I mean, the Guinness bucket here. So we got to pick the winner, John. So let's dive on in there. We've shaken it up already. So who's going?
Well, Rory's going to pick the winner. I would like to thank Erie Beer and Guinness for sponsoring a real nice trip now for 2. There you go.
Rory, who is our winner tonight?
On the back.
Matt Herboth.
Matt is in. All right.
Matt is in, and he is here. Matt, come on over.
Come on over.
So we'll have a quick interview. Matt, how does it feel to win a trip to the Premier League?
The team I got relegated, so I'm ready to go.
So there you have it. Well, Matt, congratulations. Again, jam-packed halftime show as we'll head back up to the broadcast booth with Jack Quinn. Standing by, the Director of Athletics here at Mercyhurst University, and that is Joe Spano. We're here from him, tonight's match sponsor, as the halftime show rolls on here. The Erie Commodores, presented by LECOM.
Life isn't a single moment. It's a shared ribbon that bends through the years. It binds us to the things and people we love most. One insurance company knows this because they live it. For more than 100 years, we've been with your family for the moments that matter most. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance.
LECOM is among the nation's largest and most applied-to medical schools. We expand the boundaries of medical knowledge, challenging our students and preparing them to realize their potential. With 4 campuses nationwide and over 17,000 alumni, you can become part of the next generation of LECOM graduates. At LECOM, we make doctors.
At John Russell Hospitality, every restaurant tells a story of flavor, community, and unforgettable moments. From handcrafted meals to welcoming spaces, we bring people together around a table. John Russell Hospitality, where great food meets genuine companionship. Make sure to visit one of our 6 locations today.
All right, welcome back into halftime here. John Leineck and Jack Quinn alongside the Director of Athletics here at Mercyhurst University. The backdrop here at Saxon Stadium. Let's just start here. A couple of years ago, you guys had the Laker for Life campaign. How happy have you been with the renovation and the facilities here at Mercyhurst?
Yeah, we couldn't be happier. Just beautiful night. Happy to host the Commodores, and very thankful to the Voracek family and all of our donors who made the facilities possible. So yeah, we couldn't be happier on a night like this. That's for sure.
Well, we're very happy with the updated press box. I'll tell you that. It's phenomenal. Joe, what the undertaking it must be to go from Division II to Division I as you have now in the NEC. It must be a phenomenal piece of work to have to go through all that. How hard has it been? Do you feel like now you're out the other side? Your teams have had success in the NEC. Is it more of a deep breath now? How do you think it has gone now that you've been now a couple years into Division I?
Yeah, it was a huge undertaking, and we definitely feel like we're out and we're on the other side of it. We're very proud of the teams for their success and their competitiveness. The thing that doesn't make it feel as hard as it is just the people that we're surrounded with. From our staff and the athletic department, our coaches, our administration, just everybody working together. Mercyhurst is just it's like a big family, and just everybody pulled it together and made this transition possible and successful.
Yeah. To that point, you think about it, think about a number of factors that play into it. What is it like to watch, you think back to the basketball season, you have both teams playing well into the NEC tournament. What is it like to see that, and not only that, the support from the local community and your fan base to show up for some of these big games?
It feels, I think the word is you feel validated. It's something that we all believed. Our programs can compete at the Division I level. We believed it for a long time. We were in a great Division II conference, and we competed successfully. We did a great job in the classroom as well. But to actually see it materialize and, to feel it and to have that, to have that belief is one thing, but to actually see it on the court, on the field, is just something that was really special.
When they always say when you play tennis against someone better, you up your game, and I'm sure that the players, at first they're like, wait, we're going D1, and then they're like, okay, we got to sort of take this on us as a responsibility. And as John said, they've really responded in terms of basketball and many of the other sports. It's really been incredible.
Yeah, I agree, and I think when you're at Division II, you're a high-end Division II. You're in elite class like I think we were. Your athletes believe that they could beat Division I programs,
sure.
And I think it was a big shock when we first went Division I. I think a lot of the student athletes, they didn't know it was going to happen. It happened pretty quick. So once they got over the shock, they got back and got that chip on their shoulder and thought, hey, we've always thought we could beat Division I programs, and here we are.
You're right.
And they proved it. So.
It's been a pleasure to watch the transition, Joe. The school also offering a great opportunity, mercyhurst.edu, if people are interested in camps real quickly and or to check out Laker Athletics, best place to go.
Yep. Check out our website. We have a ton of great camps this summer, and if interested in any of our programs, a lot of people, especially locally, they drive by 38th Street, they see the campus, they don't realize everything that we have to offer, from academics to athletics to recreation. Just visit the campus, stop by, take a visit, reach out to admissions. We are delighted to have especially our local students come to Mercyhurst and become a Laker.
Director of Athletics here at Mercyhurst University, Joe Spano. Thanks for joining us here on Halftime as Erie Commodores halftime performance rolls along. We'll be back with the start of the second half. You're watching Erie Commodores Soccer, presented by LECOM.
John Russell Hospitality, every restaurant tells a story of flavor, community, and unforgettable moments. From handcrafted meals to welcoming spaces, we bring people together around a table. John Russell Hospitality, where great food meets genuine companionship. Make sure to visit one of our 6 locations today.
Visit Erie. Good life, great lake.
And a great interview there with Joe Spano, the Director of Athletics here at Mercyhurst. As we welcome you back to the campus of Mercyhurst University and Saxon Stadium, the home of your Erie Commodores in 2026. What a great halftime there as you met Matt, who won the trip to the Premier League. He's excited despite his team's relegation in the Premier League, but he'll be ready to go. And then also, boy, Jack, I don't know. You and I need to go shopping at that Erie Apparel. Has quite the swagger to add to your Erie Commodores fandom.
I love all the don't give up the ship stuff. My aunt used to run the Maritime Museum, so I spent a lot of time down there, and the reenactments and everything they do with the tall ships, which we were talking about earlier. Yeah, I will absolutely get my hands on it. Again,
if you missed any of halftime, you can watch the broadcast back, but you can check out eriecommodores.com or head over to erieapparel.com or Erie Apparel down there, West 12th Street, to pick up all of the Heritage collection to make sure you're ready to cheer on the Erie Commodores all summer long. Again, we start 1-0. If you're just joining us, it was Alex Sanchez potting that one in the 33rd minute, but it was all Erie Commodores. But you heard the coach. He just wants goals. Coach Nastuda said, they got to do a little bit more to have the finishing touch there, but they've got to continue the pressure here in the second half.
Yeah, you'd love to see Erie come out here and get a quick goal and really sap the spirit of Rochester. I got to give Rochester's defense credit because it was like throwing tennis balls against a wall or something like that, and they responded. Their keeper, Thomas, was very good. But I said to you when you were down there getting ready for the interview, if Erie plays the way they did in the first half, I have full confidence that they will win this game and probably win it going away.
Silva with it now to Geraldo, and I believe just that because, boy, here is Geraldo with an early chance here. He feeds it, but again, a great diving play that time is coming up to put pressure. Zarconi just gets a foot on it and sends it out here. And the Commodores, boy, man, they have had so many chances. You got to give a tip of the cap as well to Andrew Thomas. He made a bunch of point-blank saves, but a good job by his defense nonetheless.
And already a corner, Sanchez heading over there.
And
Cody Kubik, Zarconi, perhaps.
Yeah.
Chris Berman.
And a great feed there, and that one fired just high there that time. Was that, I believe, might have been Bavon coming in there. Either that or Bottele were coming in late. Wow, rather Silva. Let's try door three.
Well, that, again, I know you want to really have that gorgeous goal that you just slam in and it goes into the back left of the net, but I don't know that you need to be that aggressive from that far out when you've been so good with the pressure early. But you know what? Let one loose. Why not?
I know they've tried to get some elevation on it because Andrew Thomas is not quite a tall keeper coming into this one. We mentioned, the two wings in this one so far. Masaki Tsuji, who just put a touch on that one to Sanchez as he gets it to Silva, but can't get it clear. And then also on the other side, Rakito Takuchi were spectacular with their speed in the first half there, Jack.
Tsuji really played well in the first half as far as setting things up, almost a point guard-like effort, but he puts his speed to great use.
As Rochester did not spend a lot of time in the attacking third there in the opening half, as Silva with it now off the great steal from Takuchi. He finds Geraldo, who has a run. He'll head towards the box, surveys the scene, little feed there and a touch, but Takuchi couldn't direct it home. I think a defender there as well as that time coming up to make a play. Daniel Steinacher, I think maybe got a piece of that as well.
I'm not sure why he passed it there. Now, we do want to say, we want to come out to these home games because we've been doing the PA announcements. They have $1 Smith's hot dogs here. I just saw a kid down there. I'm not kidding you. I think he's got 5 Smith's hot dogs down there, which you can get for $5 total. So come out to these games because you can get great hot dogs and John Russell beer for $5 as well. Outstanding.
It's a great night to be a part of. Again, this is the lone Thursday home game of the regular season as Sanchez will send it in. Tries to get it away. Sarkody's the one who heads it away as Sumner will chase it down. But a lot of Saturday games. So what better place to be than here at Saxon Stadium cheering on the Erie Commodores?
Yeah, we've got one on July 4th weekend on the 3rd. There we're going to get a free kick from Erie. Early whistle as
Mata was up playing some pressure on him.
Yeah, they got Mata on the foul. So free kick here for Erie from about 35 yards out.
As we continue along here, we'll set up the free kick. We thank everybody watching on the Erie Commodores FC YouTube page. Watch yourself there, Jack, as Rob Frank and his great crew do great work to bring you all the aspects of the game here. We want to thank our Frank Media and all his great staff for bringing these games to you on the YouTube page of the Erie Commodores FC. As Sumner throws this one in, it's Bodelay was offsides there as he touched that one. Cyrus Connolly also was leading the charge there. And you can also watch on Erie News Now Plus locally 35.3 over the air. And you can watch it on Zeem if you search Erie News Now.
That's so tough to time those runs with that chip shot. It was a great free kick by Sumner to chip it up in the air like that. But you've got to make sure, and if you're the defender, it's kind of easy to slow down and make him go out in front of you.
As this one played by Shokinjo, tried to find, I believe that was Takuchi streaking in there. He'll play it back, and here come Rochester. Is trying to chase it down, Charles McFadden, but he's beaten to it by Kinjo, who will feed it up ahead. And great job there. Santiago Geraldo just finds that short space and uses his aerial quickness and
Beautiful
goes.
Pass.
And a great feed here now as Takuchi with it. He feeds it in the box. Cyrus Connolly kind of turned around, but Masaki Tsuji, and that's off a defender and in for a 2-0 lead coming here in the 50th minute.
Yeah, I don't think that qualifies as an own goal, but a brilliant shot, and that's exactly what Erie was looking for. Tsuji getting them on the board early here in the second half to make it 2-0.
Boy, what a job there that time, as it was the two wings that come up and make the play, and that is Tsuji coming up with his first in the Commodores uniform. His third game, but his first here at home, so he now has the goal. And Masaki Tsuji expands on it, and right to Jack's point at the end of the first half, you knew this Erie Commodores team wanted to add on, and they do just that, and this one comes in the 50th minute. So 2-0 lead, and the Commodores have been relentless in their attack. And again, don't go anywhere at the end of this one, as we still got a long way to go here in the second half, as it's just a 2-goal lead. But we want to remind you, we will talk to Coach Nestuda about his second half observations, his overall thoughts on the game, and we'll name our man of the match as a couple of different options so far in this one. A steal by Santiago Geraldo, a little pressure there. That's on. That'll lead to a free kick for Rochester. But a couple of options here as two great setups by Rikito Takuchi. And then you also have goals by Alex Sanchez in the 33rd and Masaki Tsuji here in the 50th minute. We will play along here, and thank you all for joining us. Again, a big thank you to the many sponsors that make these broadcasts available. Our title sponsor all season long is, of course, Lecom. Our other major sponsors this season include Erie Insurance, John Russell Brewing Company, Smith's Provisions, Curtsy Food, R. Frank Media, Visit Erie, Marquette Savings Bank, and Michelob Ultra. They are all proud sponsors to bring you Erie Commodores soccer all season during the 2026 campaign.
You know, that we were at a good angle for Tsuji's goal. It may have gone in even without the deflection. I'm not 100% sure, but he may have found the back right of the net anyway.
Yeah, I think it had it. It just skimmed off the head of the defender that added and maybe slowed it down or angled it up just a bit, but he was well on his way. I do not think Andrew Thomas was going to get a hand on that one.
Nothing. Thomas has played well tonight. There's not the two goals that were scored. Nothing he can do.
Well, it was interesting because it almost looked like Tsuji hesitated for a moment to see if he wanted to try and just feed it straight ahead to Connolly, who had a defender right there with him. But nonetheless, takes that one home and a 2-0 lead as Silva works into the box, throws it across, can't find Connolly. Connolly's been sitting there. Silva can't believe it. And just a little bit of communication. Boy, Connolly's all around the box. But as you heard Coach Nestuda say at that halftime, when I asked him about Connolly's presence there in the box, he said, I just need goals.
Yeah, well, he's right there. One-time goal. There you go. How about that pass? And firing it in on the hop was Silva. Boy, it doesn't get any prettier than that.
And this crew just keeps going. Boy, well, have they put on a performance so far this season? That one coming in the 53rd minute.
Number 7, Alvar Silva.
Alvar Silva coming up yet again as his second goal of the season, joining Alex Sanchez and Julian Tovar with the team lead, 2 goals apiece. And this has been a group that has just gotten all kinds of production from its front end, as Alvar Silva able to send that home, and 2 quick ones here, as that one came in the 53rd minute. So 2 goals in about a 4-minute stretch, as we'll have a couple of substitutions here coming in for our friends from Rochester. As coming in is Tata and Wilmot for Rochester. They'll be replaced. As coming out now will be Andre Durka and Daniel Steinacher. So we will, excuse me here, a little bit of a cough, but we will continue along here as the 2 new defenders will come in for this group. As this one played to the midfield. As Jack Quinn rejoins me here, and more from Silva. He has had a heck of a game as he throws this in the cross. Can't find anybody. Connolly was near that again. Alvar Silva, of course, coming off. He was the man of the match in the Saturday 2-0 victory over Flower City Union. And the stretch of without yielding a goal stretches on here, as it has still been all offense for the Erie Commodores.
Yeah, Silva was outstanding on that one. I mean, you will not see a prettier goal. To be able to field it off the bounce like that and pummel it into the net, and you just got the sense that if Erie kept playing as well as they were, that there was going to be a cascading effect, and that's exactly what's happened here. And now you can see the body language a little bit from Rochester, and I can't blame them, is a little bit less than it was in the first half.
Yeah, they have a couple of new faces that have checked in here. Davis Wilmot joining the back end, and also along with Anthony Tata.
And again, Rochester with a unique approach to the uniforms, going with the starters 1 to 11 numbered every match as a reward, I suppose. So it's an interesting approach. And that's why earlier in the match you just saw numbers 1 through 11 out there for Rochester.
Here comes Silva as the Commodores on the break here. He crosses, fires, but a great job that time. But another opportunity, Cyrus Connolly on the follow, Alex Sanchez with it. He fires off a defender. Commodores want a handball. They won't get the whistle on that one, but Sumner weaves his way in. He'll feed back out as Suji has it. Plays a little pitch and catch there that time with Sanchez. Drops it over to Silva, feeds it quickly to Sumner, who fires, but again, a great play that time by the defender. It's Sarconi coming up with a couple of stops on the back line.
And a nice job by Bavon. You can just feel right now, and now you see one of the defenders, I can't see who that is, trying to get his Rochester club. He was just gesticulating wildly with his hands and screaming, saying, hey, come on, let's get going here. But Erie just with too much speed right now, and they're taking full advantage. Erie just totally dominating the match at the moment.
They have done a great job here as Mata, just a little poke there that time from Baudelaire, who will play back to Bavon. They'll reverse fields here, play it to Aramendia. But boy, this has been the only chances. There has not been a shot on goal from this Rochester club since about the 3rd minute of action here at Saxon Stadium.
No, and in the last match, I made the joke that Armandia could basically sit back there with a lawn chair and a cigar, and it looked like he was going to have to get his work in the first 2 minutes. But since then, Erie has just totally controlled the field of play.
Maybe you could try one of those great selections from John Russell Brewing as well.
Absolutely,
He's back
yeah,
there with
while
a
you're
cigar.
back there, why not? It's only $5.
A lot of great stuff to grab when you're here at Saxon Stadium. John Russell Brewing, and as you mentioned, the Erie local, Smith Hot Dogs.
And the one thing that Joe Spano is sort of, this is such a gorgeous campus here. It really is, especially you get into the middle, and they've got the clock and the fountain out in front. It is really a beautiful, beautiful campus here in Erie. You can see why they're able to recruit. Once you get them here, it's hard to say no to this place.
Yeah, and then they also have great performing arts building as well, where they have a number of performing acts. both locally and world-renowned. So.
I saw the Notre Dame marching band perform there. Actually, the concert band, but the Notre Dame band play there some years ago.
That must have been a highlight for you.
It was very fun. I thought it'd be like the Notre Dame songs, and they did close with the Victory March, but it was more of a classical music performance. So it was not quite what I expected, but it was fun nevertheless.
Connolly with a great edge there. He creates some space. He'll drive in, still pushing ahead as he has space, but a great slide tackle that time. Coming up to make the pressure was Cody Sarkody, the Union, New Jersey native, to stop another Commodores chance.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Sarkody. And look, the bad luck that Connolly's had, I don't blame him at all for wanting to take that in himself. And for a big guy, Connolly can really motor.
He has been a guy that has the speed. His is more the long-range speed, where you see some of the quick area work from Santiago Geraldo or Masaki Tsuji. But boy, this has been a group effort. I know you're all, for a coach that has been off to this impressive of a start, you're always going to want more, but it is hard to not be impressed with what Coach Nastuda has had from his club here so far as Sumner feeds it. Geraldo with a run chance. He fires on net. Thomas stops it and then has to spin around to make the save and cover things up as we approach the 60th minute here. And boy, these are some grade A opportunities for the Commodores to start the second half.
You know, and the other nice thing is that if they can, probably now, but especially if they extend this lead further, you can get into your bench, give your starters a little bit of a breather, and work out some things with some of the guys that maybe you weren't able to get in a closer game. In fact, it looks like we're getting some stirring as we speak down there.
Yeah, some guys starting to get loose here. Is that Will Perry has his has a shot there. Boy, they have been high. A couple of looks. I guess, you know, no shot is a bad shot if you're Rochester at this point, but they have gotten well under some of these balls to send them high over the post.
Well, I think when you have so few opportunities, as has been the case for Rochester, when you do get even a long shot opportunity as that was, you press a little bit and you're just trying to get something going toward the net. And I think, you know, I think he was just pressing there a little bit with that one.
Julian Tovar, Jacob Anderson, and Will Perry will get set to check in at some point here in the next couple of moments. Is Masaki Tsuji with it now. He'll feed to Silva. Silva surveys, delays, gets it to Tsuji, who delays and then fires. That one stopped by a defender, right back to Silva, who almost had his second, but Thomas with enough time to get over there to get a hand on it and slow that one down to keep it from a 4-goal deficit.
How about the give-and-go passing from this team? Absolutely outstanding there, and it was just a deflection that kept it from being 4-0.
I'll tell you what, these wings, it's going to be hard not to pick one of them. Tsuji has a goal here. That came in the 50th minute. Rikito Takuchi has had 2 great feeds on the opening 2 goals. He's certainly a consideration for a man of the match here. But boy, it's almost, you're running out of words and ways to describe this group. They have been superb, spectacular, and stupendous maybe.
Wow, there you go. Get out the thesaurus. I think the spelling bee's coming up, the National Spelling Bee. They were mentioning that on Jeopardy last night.
Yeah, it usually is this time of year.
Yeah, you talk about the depth here. I mean, Tovar came in as their leading goal scorer, and he didn't even start tonight. So just a wealth of depth that this Commodore team appears to have.
Yeah, when you think about competition, you now have 3 guys on this Commodores team that have 2 goals apiece, and Sanchez, Silva, and Tovar. Tovar, of course, started things off with a goal in that opening matchup against Niagara 18-12. So he comes on here. As coming out is Bayvon for Anderson. Perry will come on. He will come on. I believe it might be Sanchez coming out here as he comes to the sideline. Now that's Silva, rather, as one of the goals he comes off. So Perry comes in for Silva. Anderson comes in for Bayvon. As I just mark down these substitutions. Again, boy, with this start that they have, well on their way to a 4-0-0 start, now is a great time to head over to ErieCommodores.com, head over to their merchandise page and get some of the new Erie Apparel Heritage Collection that is now available, or head over to Erie Apparel's location on West 12th or their website, Erie Apparel. They have all those great selections and more. A couple of different shirts, about 4 different selections, a couple of different lids, and as Greg from Erie Apparel told you maybe another third option coming for a new hat, so stay tuned for that. But time to get ready because this team looks well positioned for a team that could make a deep run into the postseason in the NPSL.
Let me be clear, there is room for everyone on the bandwagon. No need to be ashamed or whatever. Maybe you weren't on board, as you mentioned. Go down to the merch tent, go to eriecommodores.com, get your gear.
Great time to be a part of this. These, Jack, you know, again, it's maybe hard to compare different teams, different that, but these definitely have the look. This team has the look of those great 2017, 2018 teams that I'm familiar with since moving here to Erie, teams that were conference champions and great teams that competed well in the postseason.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't ever remember them getting off to a start like this. Certainly, I don't think they have. I mean, I'd have to go back and look, but I've been doing these games since back when they were playing down at Gannon, and I really don't remember. I think we spent a year at McDowell, actually, believe it or not, but I don't remember ever them getting off to a start this good and really, quite frankly, looking this dominant in the matches.
Yeah, they were more as Rakito Takuchi fires one and Thomas just has to push it up and away from the net. They got off to more slow starts and built as the seasons went on in both 17 and 18, and it was really those last 3 games where they found their stride and then developed that great rivalry with Buffalo in a couple of those great postseason matchups.
Looks like McDermott and Milani getting ready to check in for Rochester. Well, the good news for Rochester is it's not a terribly long or taxing drive home. It's not like they're going back to Texas or anything. In fact, there was a team in this league, I think from southern Indiana at one time many years ago, and the travel for that one must have been rough as those two aforementioned check in. Another corner coming up for the Commodores. Rochester got a corner about 30 seconds in. They have not had one since. Really remarkable.
Yeah. Just pure domination as setting this one up as it sends in. That's punched away by Thomas. That'll set up a corner from the opposite side.
And what is Erie at, about 20 now? I mean, I would think. I didn't keep track. I probably should have done that, but they've got to be around 20 in terms of corners. And much like the last match, Erie had a couple of goals disallowed. This could very easily be 5-6-0. As we mentioned in the first half, Erie just got a little bit unlucky with some of the bounces in front of the net in the first half. That's why it was only 1-0.
So we'll see Erie send this one back into the box. And they'll go short this time, as with it now is Sumner. He'll feed it back. Is this one thrown on net, headed away. But then Geraldo, he is a speedy, it's like the Tasmanian Devil, really. As this one headed back into the box, Julian Tovar right there, and he puts it home, but called offside before that. He got excited. He thought he had the team lead again for his 3rd goal of the season, but nonetheless, it'll stay a 3-0 score. Now, a perfect time to remind you, if you're looking to keep up to date with the Erie Commodores, head over to their social media pages on both Facebook and Instagram at Erie Commodores FC. At Erie Commodores FC, you can follow along. And again, as Jack has told you a number of times, their social media pages do a great job of keeping you up to date both here and the links to the away games, how you can watch as well and keep up to date with the Erie Commodores.
June 6th, the Commodores will next be home when they take on the Stallions of Buffalo. Intimidating nickname. We'll see if their play lives up to that nickname. But again, it's wild how fast this season goes by. It really is. And makes it even a little bit faster when you're playing this well.
Yeah, Santiago Geraldo, all the footwork to blow past everybody. And let's see, I think we'll have a free kick. Hold on.
Sumner just booted it out of there.
Sumner said, hey, let's get things going here. But again, you can also make sure you subscribe to the Erie Commodores YouTube page. That'll let you know when our broadcasts get underway. We, of course, start the pre-games half hour before every home match. And hope to be with you as well throughout the playoffs. All big thanks to our Frank Media, who make these productions look spectacular and bring you right into the action. It almost feels like you're here at Saxon Stadium when you're watching the stream.
And you know what? For posterity's sake, or if you just love hearing the sound of our voices, you can go to the YouTube page and watch the old broadcast just to see how exciting it is when they win and play this incredibly well.
Will Perry to Tovar. He has it with space. He's going to fire, and that one will go just wide. And Tovar can't believe it. He wants the team lead in goals back.
On a dead sprint, I couldn't see the number, went into the net and briefly got tangled up defending that for Rochester. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I mean, he got Let me see who that. Let's see here.
Said 16?
Zarconi, I think. I thought it was said
it's
4.
Yeah.
Almost got clotheslined a little bit by the back of the net there. Fortunately, he didn't rip anything back there.
Yeah, he came with some aggression. He was, as Sumner throws it on, and a great touch just on the backside there. And then it was Sho Kinjo who tried to fire it on net. Jacob Anderson, I think it nearly came off him and in, but nonetheless, that'll be Perry setting up on the far side for the corner kick once again for the Erie Commodores.
What a gorgeous ball by Sumner. I don't know, 6 inches, and that thing hits, tickles the twine, if you will, in the back of the net. That was an outstanding ball that went off the crossbar.
Starting to see that Commodores team that had the great touch here the last time they were at Saxon Stadium. As Perry will go short to Geraldo. Geraldo fires from long range, and that one punched out by
that
Thomas.
one hit the post too, I think.
Did it?
I thought so.
Yeah, I think you're right, because this will be a goal kick, so Thomas did not touch it.
So back-to-back, outstanding efforts from 20, 25 yards out. That a couple inches here or there would have been in, but what do they say? The post is the keeper's best friend, if you will.
Yeah, former Penguins goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury used to massage the post and or thank it and talk to it.
We don't need to know what he does in private life. I mean, you know.
Thank the post every time he got a stop there for in his NHL career. Brilliant career that spanned more than 2 decades. Will Rochester get its first shot on goal since the 3rd minute? We will see here as this one cleared away, but right to a member of Rochester. But who else than Santiago Geraldo, who is just being pulled down, and I would imagine that will draw a yellow card indeed. It does. I haven't seen there.
Yeah,
I think it's 16 there.
Well,
that was Davis Wilmot.
Geraldo was clearly pulled down, and it should have been a card, but he really made sure the ref knew he was being pulled down. I mean, that was an outstanding acting job. Now, again, it was a foul, and it was a card. It was all legit, but he made absolutely sure that it was going to get called.
Yeah, you start kicking the knees up a little higher and letting people know. Is Charlie Peterson set to check in here, the Erie, Pennsylvania native? He'll be a part of a couple of substitutions that are coming your way, along with Santiago Bustamante, Laker himself, who has played quite a bit here at Saxon Stadium. So that'll be substitutions 4 and 5 for Coach Nastuda.
First yellow of the night, though. Like I said earlier, it's been a very clean game, well-played game. Credit to both teams for that. The refs have let them play. They haven't over-officiated or under-officiated. Been a very fun game to watch, especially when your team's ahead 3-0.
So Bustamante will come in for Sanchez, and then Baudelet will check out. That time, Charlie Peterson will go on the back line.
Yeah, we know how good Mercier's program is. Bustamante started almost half their games last year as a sophomore, so he'll be back in a key cog in that team, the product out of Columbia. And, man, I'm just thinking how good Mercier soccer is going to be next year and into the future.
Well, in just, I believe it was their first year they won the regular season title.
Robert Morris, look out.
Well, they won't be competing with St. Francis. We do know that.
No, sadly.
They will be joining the Division III ranks, but they could be competing with the likes of the Allegheny Gators.
Look, it's a beautiful campus, St. Francis, but it is so wildly remote. I don't know. Don't know why.
Not a big hiker.
There's no hiking. It's farmland all around. I mean, let's go.
You can hike anywhere
let's party.
you want,
Let's go
right?
to Altoona for the weekend. It's only an hour and a half away. I mean, come on. Again, it's a beautiful campus. They made the NCAA tournament, I think, last year, in their second to last year in Division I basketball, but it's not easy to get to.
That's all right. I mean, you're close to the Sheets capital of the world in Altoona.
Yeah, there's a Sheets that overlooks the ballpark there. I've been to that Sheets, that you can see the baseball stadium from that Sheets. I've gotten gas there.
Yeah, it's home of the Pirates AA affiliate, probably more productive than their parent club in the major leagues.
They got to get Isaac Mattson back up. Mercier's product, right?
Well,
got to get him back up to the big league club.
Yeah,
that bullpen's struggling, man.
Oh, the Pitt product, Isaac Mattson.
That's right.
Formerly of
High School,
Harbor Creek.
I'm sorry. Was it high school? I thought he went to Mercier's. Was it Harbor Creek?
Harbor Creek. You're thinking of Chris Valamont that
That's the one.
to Mercyhurst.
See,
and
I'm
also
getting them mixed up.
Chris Valamont and then Dan Altavilla, former Laker.
There you go.
Then made it with the Seattle Mariners. Valamont came up through the Miami Marlins organization as this one tried to be thrown on there by Geraldo, who chase it back down, draw it to the corner, and allow his group to reset. And there's been a number of talented players to come through this region in a number of sports. Of course, you can point to the NFL with a number of guys. Mike McCoy, a Notre Dame product, in the second overall pick by the Green Bay Packers back in, what was that, the 72 draft that Terry Bradshaw? I'm drawing on. I've talked to Mike a number of times and can't remember the years sometimes. It's Perry with it. Great spin there by Perry to feed over that finds Geraldo that'll send it wide. Of course, James Conner, a Pitt product that went on to play and drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers before moving now on to the Arizona Cardinals. He has some competition now with your guy, Notre Dame back, Jeremiah Love.
I think that's a good spot for Connor, though. He re-signed. I'm sure he knew that was a possibility. I don't think he's a 20 carry a game back anymore. So I think, and he does everything well. He's a great pass blocker. He's a great pass catcher out of the backfield. I think he'll have a good year, and he's more liable to stay healthy.
Yeah, he's coming off that season-ending injury that he suffered last year, so good to have a couple of options.
The most stunning thing about James Conner, and I'm still stunned by this, is that he was not the feature back when he was in high school in Erie, that he was more of a defensive guy. He was
a defensive end when he started at Pitt, too.
Yes, he was. He did play both ways at Pitt, but the idea that he wasn't getting 30 carries a game at McDowell still is somewhat mystifying to me, but that's neither here nor there.
Wow, Sho Kinjo goes up there and gets a little leverage there. Heel's going to be called for that infraction. And then we'd be remiss if we're going to talk about notable professional alumni from this region if we did not mention the great Fred Bolitnikoff, of which the Bolitnikoff Award in college football, named for the top wide receiver each year, former Raider and legend here in Erie, who comes back and does a lot of great work with the Erie School District as he gives back to this region.
I went by that facility the other day. I had to pick up some plants at the greenhouse at Erie High. They did a phenomenal job with Bolitnikoff Field. It looks great. I'm so glad that the high school students at Erie High have that facility because it had been in disrepair, I think, my entire life. They did a great job with it, and I'm sure Fred is proud to have his name on that facility once again.
Certainly is. Alvar Plantis has also recently checked into the game here as he'll head of the wing, so that is the sixth substitution for this Erie Commodores group. As it looks like Takuchi is still in there, but pretty much most of the group up front has exchanged from the bench for this Erie Commodores team, who leads 3-0 as we are here in the 76th minute. Again, follow along on social media, Erie Commodores FC, the place to go if you want to get your apparel to cheer on this group and join this great start, a well-headed to a 4-0-0 start to its season, 2-0 each on home and away records, and also they have yet to yield a goal through almost four games here. They have been stellar, and I don't think that their keepers have been tested between Tim Teicher and, of course, Simar Aramendia, who's in here tonight. He has played both at home, both on the road have gone to Teicher, and they have another guy in Alan Horrocks going to Marshall next year as a graduate student. He also has played at Gardner Webb the past two seasons. Before that, he was at USF. And make sure you get your gear. Erie Apparel, the place to get it, or eriecommodores.com, the place to get ready for the new Heritage Collection and gear up for the 2026 campaign. So head on over there. Can't suggest it enough. And if you want to see what it looks like, you can just scroll back at the end of this live broadcast here as Alvar Plantis will take this one, and you can see our halftime interview with a member of the Erie Apparel staff, Greg, who kind of showed it off for us between the shirts and the hats. Jack and I will, maybe we can do that. We can try our best runway performances with the new Erie Apparel gear for the start of the next home game.
I don't want to be like Kramer, though, and fall off the runway, though. You were talking about how do we not mention Bob Sanders, or DeMond, as he was known in Erie. But, of course, I mean, you talk about a stacked team that he was on. They were even better the year after he left. That prep team was so stacked with Ed Hinkle and Joe Dupre, et cetera, Charles Rush.
Well,
Tim Dance.
The amazing thing is as we talked about, I think, right at the start of our season here, the NFL Draft, of course, just held recently last month in Pittsburgh. 21 draft selections between this region, both in Erie County, Warren, Venango, and Crawford counties. That's impressive for a northwestern Pennsylvania region that prides itself on football. I did not go much into the Mercer County history, but obviously Sharon, a big football hotbed as well down there with a number of selections here in the state of Pennsylvania.
I think prep opens at Sharon this year. I saw their schedule. Interesting schedule. It's almost like Cathedral Prep is playing an Erie County League schedule, which will be interesting.
Before you know it here, we're tending towards June. We'll be talking about those football camps, and you can always follow along there. But Sharon played up here last year. It was a last-second touchdown to, I believe it was Matt Oblick at the time, from Davin Friedman. It was an exciting and exhilarating game that Erie News Now was a part of which you can watch these games on Erie News Now Plus. Santiago Geraldo with one on the carpet there.
Boy, that's the second time tonight, and probably more, but the second time I've noticed that he just sticks with the play. He hustles so well. A lot of guys unfurl that shot, and then maybe they move around. He followed the shot like a great basketball player. You love to see that kind of hustle, even in a game that's 3-0 and feels bigger than that in the 79th minute.
I just want to know how he maintains his stamina. I mean, he is running as hard and as fast and as quick.
I got winded running from getting the pronunciations up to the press box before the game.
You're telling me. I was running up here to get to the back for the interview with Joe Spano, and I felt like my first question, I couldn't get it out fast enough.
You're going to get another corner here for the Commodores.
Alvar Planis will get set to take this one as he's checked into the game.
And again, we want to remind the folks, Saturday the 6th of June against Buffalo. So if you can't make it, we'll have the stream for you, but we hope to see everyone here at Mercyhurst University for that match. And we hope the Commodores are still unbeaten.
Yes, as they'll have one game in between then, and the place to go, eriecommodores.com to get your tickets, or head over to their social media pages as well, Erie Commodores FC. And you can also, as well, as we've mentioned plenty of times here, you can get that great swag, the Erie Apparel swag for the Heritage Collection.
It's got to be so frustrating for Rochester. I mean, to have almost, I'll use the word literally, play the entire match in this end and being on your heels and not having really any goal scoring chances of note. It saps your spirit as a player when that's the case. And again, you can see it in the body language. You can see it that Erie's just the better conditioned team as well in this match.
Well, I don't want to make this selection alone, and we won't give it away here, Jack, but we've got to start talking as there's a
We're going to get a PK
fraction,
here, I think.
in the box. As Perry was the man with the ball before when he was taken down. We'll see who takes. Julian Tovar had the PK, I believe, the last time we were here at home.
I believe you are correct, sir.
That was the third goal of that match, if I remember correctly.
And no argument. I mean, that was blatant out in front there. Again, not a malicious play, but a good call, a foul in the box.
We'll see. It'll be Tovar again to take the PK. He looks to retake the team lead in goals, tied right now with Sanchez and Silva at 2 apiece. The Commodores with 12 goals on the season, looking to make it lucky 13 here with a tally, depending on when they take it, in the 81st or 82nd minute. And the whistle, Tovar will line things up. Will Thomas come up with a save? He will not. It's a 4-0 lead, and that comes in the 81st minute. Julian Tovar with his third of the season and a 4-0 lead for the Erie Commodores. 2 home games and 2 4-goal performances. These fans here, the faithful of the Commodores, have been treated to quite the performances here so far this season. A couple of Commodores players here watching on got the night off. But boy, the fans have showed up here. Youth Soccer Night, a number of high school soccer coaches, college coaches as well, all here watching these games and then putting on quite a performance to do so.
Once again, fans, the Commodores would like to thank our title sponsor, along with our other major sponsors, Mercyhurst University, Erie Insurance.
And again, if you've tuned into any of our broadcasts between the friendly against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, as well as the season/home opener against Niagara 1812 are here tonight, a big shout out goes to our Frank Media for putting on these great productions, the high quality value of which they are produced. It makes it feel like a top-notch broadcast that you watch on many of the networks. All his staff out there. Some of the early games were a bit chilly, but his staff was out there, including his camera crews and his great production crew directing back here. Rob Frank and his crew do a tremendous job, not only here on the broadcast, but plenty of wedding photographies and other video events. They have a great partnership with the Erie Seawolves, the AA affiliate here. in town of the Detroit Tigers, a company that has great value and certainly supports the community in a lot of efforts here in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we said before the last match they were filming a regatta. And, I mean, the nerves when you're using all this expensive equipment that close to water must be absolutely insane, I'll tell you what. But he does a phenomenal. Well, John, I mean, we come, we get here, an hour and a half before we go on the air, and then we pretty much leave. I mean, they are here hours and hours before setting up the miles of cable and the camera shots and the microphones and everything. Really dedicated. They do a great job.
Not only that, they put together the great graphics that season prepared, and the little video package reels at the beginning. I mean, these are the little things that I think fans appreciate when watching a broadcast, and they're elements that help enhance it. So we thank Rob and his crew for all the great work that they do, and will continue to do as we hope this season goes for a long, long time.
Yeah, you mentioned the work that he and his company do for the Seawolves, the AA affiliate of the Tigers. I saw that Tarek Skubal may have thrown a bullpen or something close to it, so get him healthy and ready to be traded to the Yankees or Dodgers, no doubt.
Julian Tovar. I don't know that the Yankees, although as that one is booted away, but might have been touched last by a member. Indeed it was, so that'll set up a corner kick. The Yankees, and Dodgers, I don't know that they need starters.
Doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter. The Yankees maybe more so because I think Max Fried just went out with elbow issues, but Garrett Cole's back. He looked pretty spectacular in his opening
performance. Of course he's back, just as they get ready to play Cleveland. Man, oh man.
Not that you're bitter. Listen, you were a pitching factory there for a short while as Thomas boots that one away.
I think they still are. They got a young kid, a portly gentleman named Parker Messig. Gavin Williams is outstanding. A Boris agent. He'll be in pinstripes soon.
Who's that?
Gavin Williams.
Gavin Williams,
who threw 7 innings yesterday. No, they still get it done.
Parker Messick also played at Florida State, and I believe was covered by one Mike Gallagher.
Really? Well, Mike, who isn't covered by the great Mike Gallagher? He's covered by everybody.
All right, Jack, I'm going to head down to the field. Think about a man of the match. We may have to talk a little bit as we wait for Coach Nastuda. Rakito Takuchi and Masaki Tsuji are two names that stand out.
I think he was phenomenal, not just in the goal, but just all over the place. But it's a democracy, so you'll get a vote as well. So the Commodores here in control, 4-0. And really, it hasn't even been that close. It was 1-0 at halftime, but another game where you could say that Erie, even though it was a wide margin in terms of the final score as their first home match was in that 4-0 victory over Niagara 18-12, could have even been a lot worse as Erie just got unlucky a little bit around the goal in front in the first half. But they've really kept this team on their heels pretty much the entire second half. But maybe the Rochester squad can get one for the governor as they had their first corner since we were about, 30 seconds into this match. And they came out firing, did Rochester. They came out and put Erie on their heels for about the first 2 minutes, 30 seconds or so. And ever since then, the Commodores have dominated in field position and indeed on the scoreboard. It was Sanchez in the 33rd minute. Suki, Silva, and then Tovar with the PK here moments ago that has made it a 4-0 game. The only assist by my book was by Takuchi. I don't think any of the other goals, obviously the PK wasn't assisted. I don't think any of the other ones were assisted as well, but they'll sort that out in the final score sheet. They had no extra time in the first half, and they may give them a minute. It's 4-0. They may just say, let's head for the showers here. Again, a clean game, no injuries, which you'd love to see. Gorgeous night, probably about 63 degrees now. No cramping, anything along those lines. It's been a perfect night for soccer, and boy, what a crowd, the way that the community responded here tonight, as they always do. But stands down in front of us almost completely full, and a lot of the folks have stuck around here to see the conclusion.
Yeah, and a lot of those, Jack, a number of the youth soccer players that have been treated to quite the performance. 4 goals in each of the home games, but of course club day here tonight. And Jack, I can tell you there's a number of great selections still on hand over at the Erie Apparel tent here if fans are wanting to stop by or grab one on the way out.
Yeah, absolutely, and it really is sharp. I mean, Erie Apparel does such a great job with anything they do, and And like we said earlier, Erie has, I'm not an aesthetic expert, but Erie has such a great color scheme. And then that Don't Give Up the Ship moniker is so popular in the community on flags and T-shirts. It really is a great match.
Yeah, Erie's proud of their history. And when you can incorporate a little bit of its history and a favorite football club here, not a bad combination.
I had hoped that when the Indians became the Guardians, they would be the Cleveland Commodores. And I believe I got John to trademark that website, but didn't come to fruition. Oh, what a diving stop. Holy cow.
Aymar Aramendia finally welcome to the match here. His first test since early in this one.
Aramendia, I mean, he's been just kind of standing there, but you will not see a better, and just that has to be insult to injury for Rochester. They thought they were going to poke one through in the final seconds, and Aramendia with just a phenomenal diving swat.
And I have confirmed that I believe Masaki Tsuji will join us as our man of the match here, Jack. And John Melody asked me if I knew Japanese. I said I have a small skill set, and I said I don't believe those fall under my talent tree.
No, and I love Japanese food, but as many times as I've ordered at various restaurants in Erie, I don't think I could get very far.
I'll work on it. Maybe that could be our new skill that we can introduce in our next performance here.
I could
on
take
the 6th.
10 years of classes and not know anything and not get any further than I am right now, I'll tell you that.
I took 5 years of Spanish throughout my middle and high school career, and I can't draw on too much of that.
Now, opportunity here. Commodores looking for one for the governor.
A couple of kids behind enjoying being ball persons for this one.
And there's not going to be any extra time again. I like these refs.
Hey, this was much different than our last home game there, Jack, where we saw a red card, what, in the 20th minute, I think, of that one?
Yeah, 2 yellows early on, and that kind of set the tone for Erie in that one. They forgot to mention that even, that they played the majority of that match Erie did with a man advantage.
4 goals here tonight, and as it stands currently, they'll have 3 players tied with 2 goals apiece. As Ryan Hoover takes a shot there, but look at that. He's well on it. He's got the camera protected. We're all good. I got a thumbs up down here. We're good. All of the gear, I think, is good. I'm going to move out of the way here for a moment as we set up for a corner. Dylan Sumner, I'm sure, would not appreciate me being in his way. And then I'll return to my spot. Jack, that'll be it.
That'll do it. I'll let you take this for a moment as I wrap it up on the PA side, John.
All right, a 4-0 victory here tonight for the Erie Commodores. They improved to 4-0-0 on this young season, and boy, what a start it has been for this group. 13 goals through their first 4 games. More importantly, they have not yielded a goal, so that means they're plus 13 in the goal differential. That will extend their goal differential advantage over the second-place team to 7. And again, I don't think they're going to have a problem as it currently stands, short of something serious happening, that this group will be well destined for the postseason. I think they'll be in a good spot. But nevertheless, when you can add up on the goals, you can always appreciate that. And this group has 13 through those opening 4 games of the season. Again, this one got underway in the scoring department. It was Alex Sanchez in the 33rd minute. It was a 1-0 lead at the half, but boy, this second half, the chances finally started to go in for a Commodores team that dominated from start to finish in this one. And then it was Masaki Tsuji that put one in, and then you had Silva adding another, and then Julian Tovar rounded things out as he had that PK, his second consecutive PK here on the home turf at Saxon Stadium to retake the team lead in goals, his 3rd of the year. Silva and Sanchez each getting their 2nd of the year, and then Masaki Tsuji, who will join us as the man of the match here tonight along with Coach Nastuda. They'll say their good fortunes to the departing Rochester, New York FC club that will leave again.
I feel a little bit bad, John, for Rochester. I mean, they played hard, but they were just so outmanned and on their feet the whole game. Credit Erie for, after those first 2 minutes, being so aggressive. And again, this was another one, 4-0. It could have very easily been 6 or 7-0 for Erie.
Yeah, certainly could have, and you got to commend their defenders. They had a number of guys that stepped up to play quality minutes. And Andrew Thomas, for the most part, you know, you look at a box score like this, if you didn't see the game and you thought, well, the goalie didn't perform that well. For a second straight game at home, the Commodores faced a quality keeper. And Thomas had a number of saves, as you mentioned, or it would have been a much wider margin of victory.
You know, and the best defense is a good offense, or the best offense is a good defense, whichever way you want to look at it. But it's it makes it a lot easier to not give up any goals when you're controlling pretty much the entire match offensively. That was the case for the last home match. That was the case here tonight. And now through 4 games, not only is Erie 4-0, but they are dominating in terms of goal differential. They have not allowed a goal, and we've talked about it many times here through the first 2 games in the friendly. Goal differential critical when it comes to the postseason, the tiebreakers. But I'll tell you what, John, if you're undefeated and untied, the goal differential may not come into play at all because you're going to end up in first place in a division champion.
And Jack, we are joined now by Coach Nestuda. You wanted more goals and you wanted more dominance. What did you make of that second half performance?
Definitely. The lads, we spoke with them in the locker room, and they did what we asked for. They had the ball, they kept the ball in the other team's half. We scored, we performed good. As well, we put a show because we had a lot of people coming out for club day, so especially was for the people that came today.
What does it mean for you? I know you're getting accustomed, your first year in Erie, but what has it been like to watch the fan response here, especially on a night like tonight to cheer on your club?
That was our first thing for today. We told the guys before we started the game, we wanted to put a show. Before winning, that's the first thing, but we wanted to put a show for the guys, and I think they did it. We scored, we performed well, and we actually played some beautiful soccer, I believe.
What did you make from the 2 outside guys in Takuchi and Masaki Tsuji here tonight? They both seemed to create some speed on the outside that allowed some opportunities for your scores.
Definitely. They have such high quality. Whenever you put them with a good group behind them, they understand the system. And even the people that came in, for example, Masaki, Alvaro Planas, was good as well. The guys in the bench is what makes this team so good.
What does a 4-0 start mean for your group, and what can you build on? I know as a coach like this, when you get off to a good start, there's always things you want your group to continue to add on as the season goes along.
For us, we only look game by game. We play 4 games, that's it. Now we look Saturday, we play Buffalo away, and that's it. We don't look farther. We want to keep winning game by game, and that's our philosophy.
All right, Coach. We appreciate it. If you could send over Masaki Tsuji. Congratulations on the 4th victory. We'll have Masaki come over and join us as our man of the match. But Jack, boy, you heard it, a much more pleased Coach Nestuda after that performance there in the second half and finally capitalizing on the several chances they had throughout this match.
Yeah, it really was. And, you know, he said it exactly. They did exactly what he and the other coaches asked of them, which was essentially put the ball in the back of the net so we don't have to be on pins and needles. Because even when you dominate, John, as you know, when that 1-goal margin is all that there is, you're worrying and any break goes against you. We saw right at the end there, anything can happen. So Erie came out and they, this time, even though they dominated the first half, they dominated the second half where it matters on the scoreboard.
Well, and I think that's the most important part. Listen, you can be a very talented team, but I think the best teams are the ones that can take the coaching at whatever it is, halftime, a break, and in between innings, whatever sport you're talking about, and then apply the execution into the second half of whatever contest or the latter half of whatever contest. And this has been a group that has certainly taken the coaching here from Coach Nestuda and his well-rounded staff to perform and add on and continue to build and get stronger as these games have gone along.
Yeah, we mentioned the next home match will be the 6th. As the Commodores will travel to another odd scheduling thing in that they go to Buffalo and then the home and home. So this coming Saturday, they're in Buffalo at 7 o'clock. And again, ErieCommodores.com. You follow us on Twitter or on Facebook. It'll show you how to watch that match on the road. And then they're back here on Saturday, June 6th, a week from this coming Saturday, against that same Buffalo team.
All right, Jack, we're joined by our man of the match, Masaki Tsuji. Masaki, take me through it. It seemed like minus the first couple of minutes that I know Coach wanted you guys to improve on, you guys pretty much control the offensive momentum. What was the biggest key? You're good, yeah. What was the biggest key for you guys tonight?
Key for us, we always practice tactical, so we just play as practice, then we can score.
I know it was Sanchez getting you on the board tonight, but take me through your goal. What did you see there to pick up the second goal of the match?
I should just as practice, so yeah.
Shoot like that. To be a part of a group that is now off to a 4-0-0 start, what is it like to play with such a talented group?
Please say that again.
Yeah,
please.
What's it like to play with such a talented group? A group that has so much talent.
マジでわかんないんだけど。
Yeah, what's it like to win here tonight?
What's it like win to here tonight?
What?
It's amazing win.
Awesome.
I think.
All right, Masaki, thanks so much. The man of the match here tonight. Appreciate the performance. He had one of the 4 goals here for the Erie Commodores, Jack, as this group will go to 4-0-0 on the young season. And as you mentioned, they'll head off to Buffalo this weekend to try and extend on that. Thanks so much for watching here. You have watched Erie Commodores Soccer presented by LECOM. For all of our great crew with our Frank Media and for my broadcast partner here tonight, Jack Quinn, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you back here a week from Saturday as the Erie Commodores continue an unbeaten season. You are watching Erie Commodores Soccer presented by LECOM.